So we did kick up the bit rate, so hopefully the connection is way better. I hope my connection can handle it. Those of you who are watching on TikTok, I think that you are the TikTok or Twitch. I think that you guys are the ones that will see the effect. So let me know how it sounds, how it looks. Hopefully it's clearer. Hopefully it doesn't lag as much. Howdy, howdy. All right. Let's move this over here. Probably here is fine, to be honest. Ems, what are you doing? Oh. Happy FLERF Day. Happy FLERF Day indeed. Was it ever alive? That's a good question. Yeah, so welcome everybody. Hope everybody's having a good time. Let some people trickle in. We'll get some conversations going in the near future. Oh, I forgot to tighten my glasses. My glasses always feel so loose. Like if I shake my head, I feel like it's gonna be like, it's gonna like just pop off, see? Like I feel like I'm Ryan Gosling in Project Hail Mary, right? This is like the glasses just constantly falling off my face. And now I can't see. Gotta clean the monofocals. Okay, there we go. There we go. By the way, before we get started, I do want to shout out someone. I want to shout out Lucy. Lucy is the mom of a viewer who regularly watches, and she's been having a tough time. So, Lucy, I understand that things have been hard, especially with what happened recently, but I hope things go okay. And, you know, I hope that my live streams can bring you at least a little bit of joy, especially given, you know, the tough aspects of life, right? So I wish you the best of luck and, you know, keep enjoying the show. Now, before we continue with that, yeah, everybody, let's send some positive vibes to Lucy. Let's get that in the chat. Now, before we get started, we do have to wait for some people to join the chat. But in the meantime, I guess I should probably answer some questions, namely, these are not bifocals, these are monofocals. They're only the one lens, the one prescription. Also, I can't wear contacts. When I was a kid, I was like 16 or something, I was wearing contacts, I tried them, and I made the mistake of sleeping with them in, and something happened. I got some sort of eye infection, or like my eyes got super dry. I literally couldn't, my eyes became so sensitive to light as a result of sleeping in them for one night. I literally couldn't open my eyes in a pitch black room. I had to cover the windows with blankets, turn off all the lights, and just sit there all day because the bright light hurt my eyes too much. And in fact, I still, like, as a result, I still have issues with extremely bright lights, which is tough considering the state that I live in. So I can't wear contacts anymore, unfortunately. You spoken to Angel again recently, or is he still losing it? I haven't spoken to Angel in a while. Commander, standard. I play Commander. That's what I do. You're gonna play Subnautica too? Absolutely. Whether or not I'll do it on stream is a different story. You seem like someone with a weakness to light. That's true. I do have a weakness to light. Why would I go outside when all of the fun stuff is on the computer? All right, well, so we'll let some people trickle in again. We've only been live for a few minutes. And we'll get some debates in here eventually, I promise. Oh. There we go. Speak of the devils. Oh, let me just do a thing really quick. Okay, we should be good there. All right, let's bring up some guests. Let's talk to Dr. John.
Hey, good afternoon.
Dr. John, how's it going?
Hey, life is a blessing. So I'm here because I disagree with your prompt.
Okay, what shape do you think the Earth is?
So the Earth is actually symmetrical, right? It's
Well, I think both of us think that the Earth is symmetrical. I'm asking what shape you think it is.
But it sits on a two-dimensional plane. It sits on a two-dimensional plane.
So
from one point to the next.
So I'm asking, like, what shape is the thing that we walk around on?
So the Earth, I've answered your question yet again. The Earth is flat.
Okay.
But it's not flat to the degree where you're specifying. It does have like mounds and hills and things of that nature. But
I know that flat earthers don't think that. I know that flat earthers think that they're mountains. I know. From
point A to point B, there's just a straight line across. There's no curve. There's no 360. None of that stuff you like to stay on here.
So why do you think so?
Because of this, how do I know?
No, why do you think so?
So the reason I know this, and it's been proven based on biblical texts.
The biblical text proved it? How does that work?
So are you a religious man by chance?
I'm not.
So I won't be able to essentially speak to you in a way with that degree. So are you atheist?
Sure.
All right, perfect. I can explain to you this way. When you go outside, you watch the sun rotate around this circle that we live on. Essentially what you see or what you are able to go about is this.
John, you there?
Are you a J?
What?
Are you a Jew?
That's a strange question to ask on this topic.
I'm looking at your features, your hair color, and your nose. Are you a Jew?
I'm looking at your features, your hair color, and your nose. Are you a alien?
I'm a black. Are you a Jew?
Why would you say that you're a black? What a fucking weirdo. Anyway, so let's talk about the shape of the Earth. You were saying something about sunsets, right? You were saying something about sunsets. So when the sun goes around, you feel like it goes around the circle.
The reason why I'm asking you that question because you know the Earth is flat.
Oh, I don't think the Earth is flat.
You guys pray to a flat Earth.
Who's you guys? I'm an atheist, bro.
No, you're definitely Jew by blood. You guys create things like NASA
definitely
and all
Jew
of the
by
other
blood.
deceptive,
Who's you guys?
the deceptive products that you guys have released
Who's
to
you
this
guys?
world to trick the people. And the fact that you guys,
I wish I was part of such a lovely and illustrious group. If
you
only.
are. They're boosting your platform, not because you're anything special. Look, and let's tell the truth.
So wait a minute, Dr. John. Instead of switching on your like your Nazi, instead of switching on like your Nazi helmet, why not just tell me why you think the Earth is flat? Why don't you just tell me why you think the Earth is flat?
You know the Earth isn't flat, and the reason that you're up here debating is because of your
asserting that I know something, instead of trying to read my mind.
Agenda as a Jewish man.
All right, I need to meet you for a second. Instead of trying to read my mind, why don't you just explain to me what evidence you think that there is for the Earth being flat? How about that? You can unmute yourself.
So you basically mute people who start to expose you, huh?
Well, no, I was trying to say something and you wouldn't let me finish a sentence, so I had to mute you so that I could finish the sentence. Now, if you'd like to answer my question, that'd be great.
It's all right, man. You got it. This is propaganda.
So, what is the... Oh, he left. What a coward. What a coward and a shameful person. Couldn't even last 3 minutes without spitting out anti-Semitic stuff. It's not great. Oh, hey, it's the Neo-libertarian phalangist. Neo-libertarian phalangist. How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
Glad to hear it. What shape do you think the Earth is, Neo-libertarian phalangist?
I think the Earth is a flat. It's pretty obvious.
Okay, why do you think the Earth is flat?
Well, because if I walk in a straight line for like 5 miles, I won't feel any curvature.
Okay. Why would that mean that it's flat?
Well, let's say... Well, imagine like a really, really big ball. Let's say you walk on that, you're on that ball walking, eventually you'd slip off and fall off and hurt your head. That doesn't happen with the Earth.
Oh, I see. If you walk on a ball, then you're gonna fall off the ball.
Yes, obviously.
And hurt your head.
That's how physics works. Yeah, that's how physics works.
Well, you've converted me. I'm a flat earther now. Obviously, he's a troll. He shows up on Parker's Lives a lot. All right, let's talk to So Broke. So Broke, how's it going? So Broke, you there? So Broke, can you hear me? So Broke. Hello? Well, this is good timing anyway because I have to fix this. I can see you, I can't hear you. If you're trying to use your, like maybe your mic is muffled or something, but I can see you, I just can't hear you. So maybe get closer to your mic. All right, so Broke, I'm gonna let you go. You can fix your mic and then we can talk next time. All right, let's read. We only have the one super chat, so let's just read that really quick. So from Boogie to Cat with the $2, fuck racism. I agree, fuck racism. It's a shame that like sometimes members of the black community engage in like anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. It's really quite a shame. All right, let's talk to Victor.
Hello.
Victor,
yes,
how's it going?
On behalf of the Neo-libertarian phalanges community, I'm here to debate you.
Oh no, not the Neo-libertarian fascist or what? Phalangist?
Phalangist. Me personally, I'm an anarcho-fascist Neo-libertarian phalangist communist.
Oh, okay.
That's beside the point.
It is indeed beside the point. All right, let's talk to Foisha. No, now all of Parker's trolls are gonna come here. Nobody wanted this. All right. Looks like Foishka is not connecting, so let's disconnect them. Let's talk to RX-105 Gundam. RX-105 Gundam, how's it going?
What's up, Blitz? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Gundam, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's round. I'm not here to debate you. I just want to say I watch your stuff a lot, and I've been seeing your diagnoses on your medical conditions and whatnot.
You should go watch the most up-to-date one.
I will. I hope you're doing well, and
I am.
That's pretty much it.
Thanks for being here.
I listen to you debate really ignorant people on my free time while I'm working. So I hope you have a good day, buddy.
I'll do my best. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate that. I appreciate the glaze and I appreciate the well wishes. I am doing all right now. If you go watch my latest video, it turns out after they took it out about 2 months ago now, they took out what we thought was a tumor. It turned out it wasn't cancer at all. It wasn't even a benign tumor. It was basically masquerading as one. We have some super chats and we'll bring up our next guest. From Ordinary Heathen with the $5. Here's a second super chat. Rip Jeb. Yeah, Jeb always has it bad. And from Linus Schroeder with the 10 euros. Hello from Bavaria. Could you ask them how they explain that it gets warmer the deeper you drill? What would happen if you drill all the way through? Excuse my English. They might think it's hell. They might think it's literally hell. No, it wasn't a lipoma. It was an abscess. All right, let's talk to David Zapp. David, how's it going?
Hello.
Glad to hear it. David.
You know concave Earth?
Sorry?
Concave Earth? Inner Earth?
Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, that's it.
You think that the Earth is concave?
Yeah, we are inside the Earth.
Why doesn't the horizon curve up?
Pardon?
Why doesn't the horizon curve up? Like, why can't I see Los Angeles when I look west, like above me?
It's too far, and
it's too far. What makes it too far?
It's 8 inch for a mile up.
Yeah, okay, but so then I should be able to see distant cities by looking up.
Yeah, you can sometimes see like the ships.
No, I'm talking about like why can't I see like Los Angeles by looking up?
Because it's too far.
It's not that far. Los Angeles is only a few hundred miles away from me, and
Yeah, but
how
for
far away?
human,
How far away is
for
the sun?
human, we are blind to see.
Where is the sun?
It's in the center.
Okay, how far away is that?
About, I don't know exactly, let's say 4,000 miles.
So I can see the sun, which is 4,000 miles away, but I can't see Los Angeles, which is 300 miles away? Make that make sense.
300 miles, it's a different.
Yeah, so why can't I see Los Angeles even though it's only 300 miles away?
Yeah, because our eyes are blind to see.
So then why can I see the sun, which is 4,000 miles away?
Yeah, but okay, but the sun light is bending and yeah,
What?
the stars. No, I'm sure the stars are also in the center. They
Yeah,
are in a ball
so
of
why
wa-
can I see the stars, but I can't see Las Vegas or Los Angeles?
They are in a ball of water.
Right, why can I see the stars, but I can't see Los Angeles?
Yeah, because 300 miles already. Yeah, I understand, but that's the light traveling to here. That's radium. That's energy. You see energy.
I understand that light has energy, but Los
Yeah.
Angeles is closer to me than the stars are, but I can
Yeah,
see
but-
the stars and I can't see Los Angeles?
Yeah, but you have to accept it, and then.
Why would I
From
think it's
there-
true? It seems just obviously wrong.
No, well, because.
I mean,
because-
yeah, it does. Because if I could see the stars, which are not very bright, and they're 4,000 miles away, then I should be able to see Los Angeles, where the other stars live, which is only 300 miles away.
Yeah, okay, other stars. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, Tom Hanks and...
Yeah. Yeah, I only can think about that. It's that's the stars are a different kind of color or a different thrilling,
What?
a different vibe of light.
So in Los Angeles, when they shoot those giant spotlights into the sky, why can't I see them?
Because it's because it's so
Because
far.
they would be
different
pointing
light.
at me.
But you imagine you walk like a spider inside a wall of a
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
It's electromagnetic energy, and
But why can't I see Los Angeles?
yeah, forget it.
Why would I forget that when it
because it's
completely?
far.
Why would I
If
forget that
you
when that
look-
is like the obvious disproof
Yeah,
of
yeah,
your
yeah,
worldview?
yeah. But if you look to the ocean,
The ocean
On
doesn't
the
curve up
horizon?
either. There should
Yeah,
be no
because-
there
because
should
it-
be no horizon
but
on a convex
you
Earth
can-
or in a convex Earth.
You can see because
Why is there a horizon at all?
because light it's logical.
Not on a convex Earth or in a convex Earth.
Concave, yeah.
Sorry, you're right. Concave Earth. Not in a concave Earth. There's no horizon in a concave Earth.
Yeah, at the end, yes, because it's a circle. You're standing in a circle.
So why is there a horizon?
Yeah, because you're in the circle.
If you're inside a circle, then there should be no place where the ground touches the sky. You should be able to see the ground all the way around. Regardless of what direction you look in, you'll be looking at the ground.
Yeah, if you look up, you look to the stars. But I know, no, but that's too far because you can measure 8
So why
inch.
does it look blue when I look like in the opposite direction of the sun? Even though if I drew a line directly connecting my eyeball to where I'm looking, it would actually end up on the ground.
Because of course the stars and the higher the air, there are several layers and they are protected.
The layers. David, are you Dutch?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. So like when you go out and look at the ocean,
Yeah.
why does the sky meet the ocean? Why doesn't the ocean just curve up?
Yeah, it does. But you're not aware to see it.
Wait, it does? How do you know it does?
You keep in mind light bender or paradise. that the Paradise. You know the name?
No?
Yeah, he's on TikTok and he explain.
I have no idea who you're talking about. Explain
Yeah,
to me
but-
how it is that we don't look up, or when we do look up, we don't see more ocean if we're, say, at the beach. Instead, we see
Yeah, but-
sky.
I'm not so good in English, but sometimes it's on the news or when the weather, they show ships, they are above the ocean.
Yeah, those are called mirages. It doesn't happen most of the time.
Yeah. But that's not a mirage. That's because they are on the water.
So
They
in
are on the
that
water.
case, that's the
Yeah.
true reality, and every other time it's actually a mirage.
Wait again.
So
Yeah,
you're
the
saying
mirage-
that what scientists call a mirage is the real world, and what scientists
yeah,
call
yeah.
and when we say
The
that there
ship is up.
and when we
The
say
ship is up.
David, I'm in the middle of a sentence, and when we say that
Yeah.
there's not a mirage, you're saying that is a mirage.
I say that's the ocean.
Well, what about when there are no ships that are above the water? What if they're just on the water? Why doesn't the water curve up?
They are on the water. Yeah, that's the curve.
Why doesn't the water curve up?
Yeah, because in the end it becomes some lighter because it's too far.
But we can see the stars 4,000 miles away.
Yeah, because they have light and they have
So yeah,
strong,
so
they
boats
become
also
strong.
boats also have
so-
lights. Cities
so
have lights.
strong. Yeah.
City lights are quite a bit brighter than
but
starlights.
But starlight is radium. It's radium light.
It's radium light, like the
Yeah,
element
we are-
radium.
We are in radium because of
Can
radium.
you tell me what
you
radium
can-
is?
Yeah, nuclear energy.
Radium isn't nuclear energy. Radium is an element.
Yeah, okay, but it's like electromagnetic energy. That's why you can walk in the ball. That's why you stuck on the ball inside.
So
The electromagnetic
radium.
energy
So
goes through
so
your
the
head or your-
starlight is radium, and that's why
because
we
in the-
can't see the Los Angeles city lights, and why
Yeah.
the boats seem to mirage curve up. What are we saying?
Yeah, that's what you're saying. But in the stars, there's a hydron that makes energy send out energy. We are in a made. The Earth is made. It is future people create the Earth.
So I don't know if this is a language barrier issue, because maybe
Yeah,
we just
but-
are disagreeing. Maybe we're just not talking to each other effectively because of a language barrier. But regardless of what language you speak, it should be pretty obvious that if we're on the inside of a ball,
Yeah.
then there shouldn't be a place that we can look where the sky is above the water. Right.
Yeah.
So how does that work if we're on the inside of the ball?
Yeah, but that's the distance. That's the distance.
The distance wouldn't make it look like the sky is above the water.
Yeah, but the mirage, you.
We're not talking about mirages. We're just talking about a normal, clear day.
Yeah. Yeah, but the light is always Light is always bending. You think the sun is.
Why
where
is
you-
light
where you
always
think-
bending? Also,
where you
wait a
think-
minute. Hold on. How does a sunset work in the
I'm not-
convex
I don't-
or concave
I
Earth?
don't- Yeah, he is of course circling around with the stars. The stars are in a ball. They are circle, and the Earth is standing still.
Wait, yeah, sure, I get that. But like, how does
Yeah.
the sun go down if it's always above us?
Yeah, because he makes a circle, and maybe it goes a little bit up and a little bit down, and
No, but it goes below the ground.
yeah.
How does it go below the ground if it's always
Yeah.
above us in the middle of the concave Earth?
Yeah, but that's because it's the light. Because the sun is not at that point. It's maybe next to you, instead of front to you, because
What?
the light is bending.
Why
If
do
the
you
sun
think
is
that
not
the,
there,
why do you
right-
think that the light is bending so much?
Yeah, because the Earth is round
Why
inside. Of course.
why would that make the light bend?
because of the magnetic energy.
Magnetic fields don't make light bend.
Yeah, but it's bending anyway.
So then how are the lights bent? How is the light bending? By what
Because of
mechanism is the light bending?
Because of the magnetic energies.
Magnetic
yeah,
energies don't make light bend.
Wait. But of course there is the hydron inside the stars, and
How is the look? Once the light leaves the sun, how does the light bend?
no, the sun is connected with the hydron, wireless.
It's connected with the what?
The sun is not the sun. It's an artificial sun.
Wait,
It's
if it's
just a light.
if it's artificial, who put it there?
Yeah, that's a problem, of course. Other
I don't-
civilizations.
How did they get inside the concave Earth?
Yeah, that are questions we cannot answer.
Well, I mean, we could answer them. We could just be like, oh, this is a bad idea. The Earth is actually a ball and we live on the outside.
No,
That's the correct
that-
answer.
No, really not. But
How does
yeah,
it, David, how does it feel to have even flat earthers think you're wrong?
I was in beginning a flat earther also, but then somebody said to me, "That's not possible," and then I'm going to think, and yes, I that's not they.
Imagine being imagine being so gullible. Imagine being
They are
so
angry.
gullible that you were a flat earther and then you realized it wasn't possible, so you went to concave Earth instead. Instead of realizing that, oh, the Earth is a ball and we live on the outside.
Yeah, but
That's like you're descending even deeper into the impossible world.
yeah.
You're
because,
even more wrong than you were before.
Yeah, I also drink urine through my nose, for example.
You drink
I
what?
wanted to say, no, never mind. you know, you must believe also, like we can become 100,000 years old. It's actually,
What?
you know, there will be return 3 suns in 45 years. Because Earth cannot, we cannot exist.
I have a feeling you're not going to be alive in 45 years, but I can assure you that there won't be 3 suns
Yeah.
in 45 years.
Not. Yeah, it must, because, like, look like the deserts. They are nuclear fallout.
The deserts are nuclear fallout? Why is there no nuclear radiation hanging around in the deserts then?
Yeah, you can measure sometimes.
You can measure nuclear radiation a little bit everywhere, not especially
okay.
high in the deserts.
Yeah, maybe some places.
Did you say
more,
that you drink urine through your nose?
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
I was wrong that too for 30 years. I was thinking on the skin for health, and then later yeah, because life is too simple for we are 80 years old and then that's done. It's not.
Yeah. Why would that mean that you should drink urine through your nose?
Actually, but it's too late
What?
to become to survive.
David, what year is it?
Yeah, actually we live in year 600, but that's a different story.
Okay, and who's the president of the United States?
Yeah, but you never studied like Tataria civilization.
Do you know who the president of the United States is?
Yes, of course. I'm in crypto and I'm a big fan.
No, but who is it?
Trump.
Okay. Okay, David, I think I'm gonna let you go here.
Yeah.
I would suggest
Yeah, but why
talking to a
it's not-
professional. Good
Why
luck.
it's not Trump? Why?
I don't know. I don't know if I should even post that. I mean, he knew who Trump was, so I don't know if he's just like really, really conspiracy brained or if he's mentally ill. If he's conspiracy brained, I don't have a problem posting it. If he's mentally ill, I'm not going to post it. So maybe I just won't post it just to be on the safe side. From Empiricist with the $2, thought this was opposition only. He says not flat. Well, okay, sure, but he is even more wrong. From Juiced Vandenover with the 10 euros, called it, here's the promised super chat. And on behalf of the Dutch, we do apologize for this person. Maybe he needs help, I don't know. From Dr. Fudge with the $5, mirages out on the ocean are typically also inverted, so the floating boats are upside down, as is the style at the time. What? I don't understand that. What do you mean, as is the style at the time? From the FPS Cameron with the $5 Canuck bucks, sorry. Concave Earth was experimentally confirmed by my grandparents having to walk to school and back uphill both ways. Blitz so dumb to not... That's so funny. That is exceptionally funny, by the way. Joke's on you. It wouldn't be uphill both ways because down is towards the outside. Sorry, it's a little bit chilly. And from Jack Fetter with the $2, if visual equals if visual equals actual, then mirage, else nuh-uh. Okay, I think that there's probably some symbols there that I'm not picking up on, but I get the idea. All right, let's bring up our next guest. Let's talk to Valhalla. Valhalla, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Glad to hear
got
it.
A question for you.
Yeah, sure.
All right. They say that there's vacuum in space, right?
So I'm happy to answer that. I just want to double check. You think the Earth is flat?
Well, this is where I think it's round, but I'm trying to see where they're in an argument over the way why it's flat or round.
Okay, well, so I'm not doing the whole devil's advocate thing, so I'm gonna let you go, but feel free to listen in and get answers to your questions. Let's talk to Thomas. Thomas, how's it going?
Good, Dr. Blaze, B to the Z.
What? Okay. Thomas, what shape do you think the Earth is?
My question is actually, why do you argue with people who think we're flat, the Earth is flat? Because like it looks like a nonsense argument.
Let's talk to Abd-Shari. Abd-Shari. Abd-Shari, how's it going? Abd-Shari? Abd-Shari? You're on the live. Abd-Shari? Okay. I feel like, all right, let's talk to FLERFS. FLERFS, how's it going?
Good.
Glad to hear it. FLERFS, what shape do you think the Earth is?
So basically, I think the Earth is like flat, but also hollow. But it's like, so it's like a donut, but it's like hollow on the inside. And
Okay.
then basically,
Thanks for being here.
it's like a neo-libertarian.
Let's talk to Menor. He was a neo-libertarian phalangist. Menor, how's it going? Menor?
Hello.
Menor, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's flat. I'm
Okay.
pretty confident in that.
Okay, Menor, why do you think that the Earth is flat?
There's a lot of evidence when you look at the rainbow. Where does the rainbow shape come from?
Yeah,
Obviously, this comes from the dome.
Oh, you think so?
It's a reflection.
So, in fact,
Yeah.
there's actually a really good explanation for why the rainbow shape is the way it is. The rainbow shape is the way it is because of the angle that light bounces through a water droplet. And in fact, this is pretty easy to see because you can produce rainbows in your garage, and you can see like the curvature of the rainbow without being open to the sky at all.
It needs something like a dome, you know, to sort of come from the reflection of the dome. You can't just create a rainbow, you know, as you say, in your garage.
You absolutely
Out of nowhere.
can. I'm surprised you've never seen this. Let me show you a picture. Because this is like, look, I understand that this is probably a point of privilege because I grew up in a place that had a garage and, you know, had all of those things, and it's possible that you didn't. But just as an example, here's a picture of two kids, or a few kids, making a rainbow inside. See that?
No, I don't see where.
What, you look at your screen. You don't?
Nah, I don't see.
Are you?
Just you.
Are you looking at your screen? Okay, well, everybody else can see it.
So yes.
Are you just like lying to me?
Nothing has changed, you know, when I
Did you
look
see the
at my
picture that I
screen.
sent you? Or that I showed you? Did you see it?
Can you send this again? Maybe it's on past.
Can you see it now? What is happening? Menor, when was the last time you got your eyes checked?
Anyone sees it in the comments? Because me, I don't see it.
Everybody sees it in the comments.
I'm being serious.
Are you sure?
Okay, so would you
By
explain
the way,
peaks and-
here's a rainbow as viewed from a airplane. And
Okay,
I
can see.
imagine you're telling me that like the dome is touching the farmland below it, right?
But as I say, you look at the
Hey
shape
Menor,
of the
hey Menor, don't just ignore
You
what I
can
said.
see.
Menor, don't just ignore what I said.
Okay, what you say, what you say.
Do you see the rainbow behind me?
I can see the picture there.
Okay, so why is there a rainbow if it's not the firmament? Like here we have, like this is clearly not the firmament because it's curving down. It's curving, you know, downwards. Why is it that we see this rainbow?
That doesn't disprove my point.
Sure it does. It proves
Still-
that rainbows are not the
still the
result of the
light-
firmament.
Still, the light of the rainbow goes, you know, from the firmament. It's a reflection.
Oh, it's a
The firmament.
reflection. So why is it appearing to come from below them? Is the firmament below them?
But it doesn't disprove my point.
It does. It does. Rainbows have nothing to do with the firmament. Rainbows can happen in any situation where you have water droplets in the air and a backlit light
You
source.
should test it. You should test it, you know.
I
create
have.
something that will make,
It's very easy to create a rainbow.
and have a source of light there.
It's very easy to create a rainbow.
But this is another case whereby obviously there is a situation whereby a rainbow is there.
So
But
just to be
doesn't
clear,
prove my point.
it does disprove your point that rainbows are a result of the firmament, right?
Okay,
That absolutely
where have
does
you seen a
disprove your point.
rainbow? Where have you seen a rainbow similar to this? You know, that doesn't.
I have seen a rainbow from an airplane before, and it looks like that.
Okay, why is it every time that almost every rainbow comes from what you say like is the dome from up? You don't have like
It
a short
doesn't.
one.
It's just you're just seeing part of a circle. And you're seeing part of a circle because you're seeing reflections, internal reflections from water droplets that are everywhere, and it comes in at a certain angle. So it's going to form a circle because it's bouncing at that angle in all directions. I can show you a diagram if you'd like. Let me show you a diagram. This might help.
I mean, like there's a lot of evidence.
What evidence? I mean, like you brought up the rainbows, and that doesn't seem to work. So, what's the
Yeah,
evidence?
another thing. Let's say you see. I'm sure you have heard of the North Pole,
I have heard of the
Okay,
North
like-
Pole. Have you heard of the North Pole?
the North Star. You know,
Yeah, I've heard of the North Star. Have you heard of the North Star?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
of
yeah.
it.
So,
Why is
okay.
it that it's consistent? You know.
Well,
If
it's
there's just
not.
random stuff.
It's not if you go further south than the equator.
No, I mean like, if the Earth was like randomly in space, why is it that every time. We keep on coming across this.
It's not moving randomly in space. It's rotating about its own axis, and its axis is pointed at the North Star. Now, better question for you, Menor. Why is it that you can't see the North Star from, say, Australia?
It's because obviously it's a flat, and it's reflected because it's very far, you know. It's very far, such that
it's very
it's out
far.
Of sight. It's out of sight, like.
So why does it suddenly become in sight the moment you cross the equator?
Because it's near.
It's not near. It's quite far away still. In fact, I'm actually curious how far away you think the North Star is when you're in, say, at the North Pole.
There it's obviously near because...
How near? How near is it?
Just that, you know, it's very good evidence that the North Star...
Hey, can you answer my question? Rather than avoiding it, could you answer my question? That'd be good.
Okay, to be honest, the evidence of the North Pole is kind of suspicious, you know. If the
Hey, can you answer my question? That'd be good.
Out of nowhere.
Instead of dodging, can you just answer my question?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, please don't lie. If you're standing at the North Pole, how far away, how high above you is the North Star?
If you're standing at the North Pole, it would be very near.
Okay. How near is it?
You know,
is it 1 mile away? Is it 100 miles away? Is it 1,000 miles away? Where is it? How far is it?
I don't know the exact measurement, exact number.
Okay. It's kind of concerning that you don't. Did you know that we could figure it out? If the Earth was actually flat, we could figure it out by using some math. Did you know that?
Have you heard of the Black Rock?
You're not going to answer my question, are you? Why do you... So, Menor, do you have like the attention span of a fly, or do you just not want to talk about the North Pole anymore because it obviously debunks your entire worldview?
No, it's because the reason I mentioned that is because I'm trying to debunk the North Pole.
Debunk the North Pole?
You know, like the North Pole, you know, we are not getting the true North Pole.
Yeah, so Menor,
mainstream.
If the Earth is flat, do you think that we can use math to figure out how high above the ground the North Star is? Oh, he ran. Shame. Well, by the way, just so everybody knows, the answer is obviously yes. If the Earth is flat, and the North Star is above the middle bit, then you could just use trigonometry. If you know what angle the star is at in the sky, and you know how far away you are from the North Pole, you can use trigonometry to figure out how high above the North Pole it is. And what you'll find is that the North Star is in different places depending on where you're looking at it from, right? So if you're in North America, say at, I don't know, 40 degrees north, that means that the North Pole will be 40 degrees above the horizon. Now you can just figure out the distance to the North Pole pretty easily. You could look on Google Earth or something like this, or you could just Google it. Whatever, however you want to figure it out, you'll get a distance to the North Pole. Now, the trouble is that every 1 degree that you, or every 69 miles that you go south, so as the distance from the North Pole increases by 69 miles, the North Star dips by 1 degree. And so you can take 2 of those triangles or 3 of those triangles, each one differing by 69 degrees, and you'll find that the North Star has to be in different places depending on where you're looking at it from. But that's not true because the North Star is one thing, so it can't be in different places at the same time. All right, we have a super chat from Dr. Fudge with the $2. Was joke, I was just implying we boat upside down. Oh, I see. And from Jack Fetter with the $2, encoding in databases greater than or less than greater than means not equal to. Why wouldn't you just use exclamation mark equals? From Jack Fetter with the $5, failed AT&T commercial. Can you hear me now? No. Now? No. Now. It's a good joke. An old joke, but a good joke. All right, let's talk to John K. Hansen. John, how's it going?
Good morning.
Morning. John, can you turn off your TV?
Sure.
Much appreciated.
Okay.
So, John, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Round.
Okay. Why'd you join?
Because I have a question.
Okay. Well, now's not the time. You ever debate KK Caleb? Yeah, I've debated him. I don't debate him anymore because he's a Nazi. Oxbait, how's it going?
Hello, bro. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Oxbait, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Oh, sorry.
What?
Can you repeat that one more time? Sorry.
Yeah. What shape do you think the Earth is?
Oh, it's flat.
Okay. Why do you think it's flat?
I just don't get it. Like, why does water look flat over the distance?
No, it doesn't really. It
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't really look flat. It looks like pretty flat, but not perfectly flat. And if it did look perfectly flat, then you wouldn't be able to go far enough away to not be able to see the water anymore, or to see things on the water anymore.
Sorry for the messages. Let me just mute my phone. My apologies.
You're good.
I got more questions on my notes because I want to get prepared for this.
Okay. Yeah. So, look. So, you understand my answer, though, right?
Yeah, I do. But I got more. Yeah.
Okay. Can you repeat back to me what my answer was, just so that I can check to make sure that you understood what I said?
I didn't really.
Okay. So then I'll say it again. So, water doesn't look flat. It looks close to flat, but it doesn't look flat. Yeah, and the way that we know it doesn't look flat is because we can see things curving away from us. We can see the water curving away from us as things get further and further away.
I get that now, but you're not completely wrong here. But at the same time, I never noticed it myself. That's what it is. Plus, I got more questions here on my notes. There's this one, yeah. Why are there so few live videos from space compared to how advanced technology is?
So there's literally a 24/7 live stream from the International Space Station. There's plenty. But look, I was asking you why you think the Earth is flat, and you're not giving me an answer. You're just asking questions. Questions are not an answer to my question.
I mean, I'm trying to get like, because you know the Earth is flat. By me asking these questions, you're understanding my answer. Do you get what I'm coming from?
No, I'd prefer you just provide some evidence that the Earth is flat. That'd be good.
I mean, okay. Well, if the Earth is moving, that's a question. I believe. Let me answer this. I believe. If the Earth is spinning, why are we not feeling it? But that's a question.
Yep, that's a question. Isn't it look, Oxbait, isn't it kind of weird that you can't actually provide evidence for your belief? All of your beliefs are just questions.
For my beliefs.
But but questions aren't evidence.
They are in a way, though. I can argue with that because I'm asking.
If they were evidence, then you wouldn't need to ask questions. You would just provide the evidence. You could look like I could just give you the evidence that the Earth is a sphere, for example.
Even if you tell me that, I still I will try my best.
And it wouldn't involve me asking you questions.
Right, go on then.
So, one piece of evidence: the North Star's angle in the sky decreases by 1 degree every 69 miles you move south. The North Star is not visible beyond the equator. We have photographs and videos of a spherical Earth, of course, that's a piece of evidence. We can also measure the lengths of shadows from like simultaneously in different locations, and we can correlate the lengths of shadows. You don't know how to measure the lengths of shadows?
No, I mean, have you done it?
Yeah, I have. I've participated in this experiment. In fact, I participated in this experiment with a flat earther, who I'm not sure if he's still a flat earther, but the data that we collected was perfectly in line with the spherical Earth and not consistent with the flat Earth. Other pieces of data that the Earth is a globe and not flat is that we can measure and demonstrate the existence of a gravitational force of mass attracting mass, which would produce a inward gravitational pull collapsing anything that was flat into a ball. We can measure the rotation of the Earth using something called a Compton generator, which is a device for measuring the Coriolis effect, which is a consequence of the rotation of the Earth. We can also see the Earth's rotation from a Foucault pendulum. It swings back and forth, and it precesses as the Earth spins underneath it. So I can just give you hundreds of pieces of evidence without asking you a single question. So I'd like to know, what's the evidence for the Earth being flat?
See, you got me on this side.
Isn't it kind of weird that you don't have evidence?
I just don't believe it. Even my parents, I mean, my mom hates me, bro. My dad thinks I'm stupid as well. Every time I say, he throws food at me if I'm on the table, and he calls me stupid. I just believe it. 18.
Okay, just making sure. Continue.
So, even though it might sound funny, I still believe it. I mean, I got more questions on my notes. I mean, the picture...
Why would you believe the Earth is flat?
I was born with it.
All right, it's a troll. It's a troll. Mods ban him. Mods ban him. Make sure he never sees the light of day again. From Assistal Shocker, with the 5 Canuck bucks, new spin-off series idea. Babs debates sovereign citizens. Please put in a good word, Doctor. She would be so sad. She would be so sad. And from Jack Fetter with the $5, part of me is happy that all of the FLERFs today aren't American by accent, but then the other part of me is equally sad. Yeah, isn't that rough? All right, let's talk to I Love Metallica. I Love Metallica. How's it going?
My mommy.
All right, let's talk to Coconut. Coconut, how's it going?
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. Coconut, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Flat.
All right. Why do you think it's flat?
Well, years ago, I was on a cruise ship, and I went to the very, very, very top of the cruise ship where there was a water slide. And I looked all around 360 degrees, and it was all level. There was no curvature whatsoever.
What part of the world were you in, if you don't mind me asking?
I was in, it was a cruise ship that was going to, it was like passing like Cuba
Okay.
or Florida.
So, could you see Cuba?
No.
Why not?
Well, we were in the middle of the ocean. I mean.
Yeah, I know. So why couldn't you see Cuba?
Well, we had already passed it.
I know, but why couldn't you see it?
Because politely it was too far away for my eyesight to see it.
But there was nothing blocking it from you seeing it, blocking you from seeing it, rather, right? I mean, you were at the toppest part of the cruise ship. If the Earth is flat,
Yeah, but
then
the
you should
thing
be
is
able to see
that
it because it's
I didn't have a
nothing's blocking you.
telescope with me, and your vision is
You shouldn't.
finite.
You shouldn't need a telescope. Cuba's big.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had to be at a good distance from it for us not to see it.
But
'Cause we were,
Cuba's
like, in the
Cuba's
middle-
quite
in the
big. You
middle of
should
the ocean.
you can see Cuba from space. It's
From
it's an
spa-
enormous island. You know how big
Well, yeah,
Cuba
but
is?
I mean, if you're on a plane above it, of course you can see it.
Yeah, so why couldn't you see it from the top of your cruise ship?
Because it's too far away, and your vision is not
But
like
what was
we have
stopping you from seeing it? You were so high up. You were so high up,
Oh,
nothing was blocking your vision. Nothing was blocking you from seeing it.
distance.
What's stopping the light from getting from Cuba to your eyeball?
Oh, yeah, I see what you're trying to say. You're trying to say because it's a curvature and it's on the other
Well,
side
yeah.
of the...
What I'm saying is that if the Earth is flat, you should be able to see Cuba, because I mean, it's not like anything's in the way, and it's not like human eyes, yeah, it's not like human eyes have a render distance. So why couldn't you see it?
Okay, but what about the fact that you never ever see
You're
any
gonna
sort
pivot.
of curvature?
I love this. Why can't you answer my question? Why can't you see it? Which part of what is stopping the light that is bouncing off of Cuba from getting into your eyeball?
Well, I heard people explain that it has to do with perspective. So
How is is perspective a physical thing that's stopping the light from getting into your eyeball?
no,
So then what is stopping the light from getting into your eyeball?
if you have, let's say that you're in the coast of New York and you look across the ocean, you're saying that you should be able to see Africa on the other side of the ocean.
In principle, yeah. I mean,
But the thing
like,
is,
the thing is
if you have
is
20/20 vision,
that there's
your
nothing
vision is
stopping
not
the light
infinite.
from
You
getting
can't
to your
see that
eyeball.
far.
What do you mean your vision is not infinite? Your vision doesn't know how far away things are. Light either gets to your eyeball or it doesn't. So what's stopping the light from getting to your eyeball?
The ocean.
So the ocean is blocking the light. So the light from Cuba, which is land, which is higher than the ocean, the light is somehow being blocked by the ocean, even though the ocean is lower and it's trying to get to you, which is higher up.
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying.
It doesn't really make sense, does it?
No, but the thing is that, the flat earthers, they make so many points that seem to be accurate. Like, for example, they say if a helicopter goes up in the air and it stays up there for an hour.
Yep.
Now, and it comes back down, is not like 1,000 miles away. It comes back
Why
down
would
in the
it?
same spot.
Well, to be clear, it's not like you can take your hands off the controls and you'll end up in the same spot. You have to like intentionally hover. But
Right.
the point is that the air is moving with the ground too. So why would you end up somewhere else if you're in the air?
Because the earth is moving.
But so is the air. The air above the earth is moving with the earth.
But is the air going to push the helicopter?
The helicopter is in the air. Yeah, that's what keeps it from. In general, the way that a helicopter moves is by pushing off the air, or rather, the air pushing off the helicopter. So the air moving with the earth will keep the helicopter in place, at least approximately. Of course, winds will blow it around a little bit, but.
And the other thing they say is, the Earth is moving around the sun at 666,000 miles, but then the sun itself is moving across the universe at a tremendous speed. So if we're moving at all these, terrifying speeds, how is it that the sky and the stars, like the Big Dipper and all that stuff, is always in the same spot?
They're
Is all
not
that stuff
they're
moving
not
with-
always they're
with
not always in
Earth?
the same spot. Do you know what your horoscope sign is?
Leo.
Okay. Do you know that the horoscope signs are constellations?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where in the sky Leo is?
No.
Okay. So I don't happen to know it either. But what I do know is that if you were to go look up where Leo is, what month of the year were you born? Leo's like
August.
August. Okay. So if you were to go look up into the sky in, say, February, you would be able to find the constellation Leo. You could open up, there's like an app that you can open up. It's like called Sky View or something, and you can punch in a constellation. It'll tell you what direction to point your phone in, and it'll show you where the constellation is, and you can go look and you can see it, right? It's a really neat way to look at the sky. But importantly, if you go out on your birthday and you look for the constellation Leo, you won't be able to see it anywhere. And this is because the stars that we see change over the course of a year, because the Earth moves around the sun.
Okay, but what happens, say 10, 20, 30 years pass by?
So the Earth moves around the sun in the same way every year. So the relative star positions will be approximately the same year over year. Now, if you're asking why aren't the stars in different places now than they were 100 years ago?
Exactly.
On like the same day of the year? That's because the stars are really, really far away. But there are stars, and I can show you this. This is actually like fascinating. There are stars that move so fast and are so close that we can actually measure their change in position over the course of a human lifespan. Let me show you something.
You're saying that the stars are actually moving with
yeah.
us?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we can see the stars move over time, year over year. So hopefully you can see this. So this is Barnard's star. Let me rewind a little bit. Okay, I'll just show you instead a different one. This is 61 Cygni. Unpause. Sorry. So what we have is we have a pair of stars, and this is measured.
A pair of star on the right hand side.
Yeah, it's the same star just zoomed in. See how it's moving? Those are stars that we see moving in the sky year over year.
Whoa.
Now, they're only moving a little bit because they're very, very far away. But they are moving, and we can measure this. So what on earth could be causing that if the Earth were flat?
Projection.
Why would those stars be moving and the other ones wouldn't?
I don't think that will be possible, can it?
Yeah, that's a good point. And yet we see it, so that means that the Earth can't be flat.
But what about what they say about the sky being a holographic projection?
Do you even know what those words mean? Because I don't know what they mean when they say the sky is a holographic projection.
Like a hologram is something that's projected with a huge projector projects.
So you mean like a movie screen?
Like a fake. You know how they sometimes take a.
Where's the projector?
That's a good question, because I don't know if the projector is on Earth itself or if it's on the other side.
Who built the projector? Who's controlling the projector? What is the projector made out of? Why can't we block the projector?
Well, obviously we're not anywhere close to it.
So then how is it projecting onto our dome?
Because someone is doing it. Someone is projecting all that stuff up there.
From the outside?
It could be from the outside.
Well, it can't be. If it was from the inside, then we would be able to block it, right?
Well, except they don't let us go there.
How do you know? You don't even know where it is.
Well, it's got to be in Antarctica because that's the place where.
But you're allowed to go to Antarctica.
Well, they signed a treaty, and then no one can go there.
Oh, have you read the treaty? Because I have.
And it's a no-flying zone.
Have you read the treaty?
No, I don't know where it's at. I don't know if it's publicized.
Have you considered Googling it? Because you can just Google, and I'll show you how to do this in case you need help. You can just Google, here, Antarctic Treaty, and literally the first link, ats.aq. This is the official Antarctic Treaty website. You can go read the original Antarctic Treaty. Or you can go look at the one with searchable text. It's literally the first Google.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. But still, they say that you.
So then, why did you think that you couldn't go there? Why did you think that, that it's a no-fly zone? Why did you think any of this?
Because it's all over TikTok.
Do you just believe everything you see on TikTok?
Not everything. I mean.
Apparently you do.
I mean, there are things that I actually have to go to the artificial intelligence and say, hey, is so-and-so true? And it would tell me.
Have you considered using your brain yourself, like reading the source materials, rather than relying on TikTok and AI?
Well, I'm not that too good on reading because...
but you have to read the AI stuff.
No, it speaks it.
Just ask. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Has
Wait a minute.
microphone.
Hold on. Do you think that you know more about the way the world is than, like, I don't know, all of the scientists on the planet?
No, sir.
So then, if they all think the Earth is a sphere, why do you think the Earth is flat?
Just because there's so much contradiction.
Okay, so you just told me that you're not the strongest reader. Is it possible that what sounds like a contradiction to you isn't a contradiction?
I mean, how could it not be if you have so many people that are for flat Earth and then another ton of people that are for the sphere?
So
and knowing that
every single
lies
scientist,
so much-
every single scientist on the planet, I'm not talking about governments, I'm talking about just individual people like you and me whose job it is to be a scientist. Every single scientist on the planet thinks that the Earth is a globe. The people who are telling you that the Earth is flat on TikTok, these are high school dropouts, overwhelmingly. So who is more likely to be right? A bunch of high school dropouts on TikTok, or every single scientist in the world?
But they say that all that stuff that they show about the globe is CGI.
Why do you believe them?
Computer-generated images.
Why do you believe them that it's CGI?
Because I mean, when the Artemis just went up there, I expected to see like some real pictures of the other side of the moon.
Yeah, and you got them.
And they basically look like the same side that we always look at.
I can show you the pictures.
Because I mean, there's been talk about them being structures and all kind of stuff on the other side of the moon.
Here, one sec. Let me see if I can find a picture from the far side. We want to. Oh well, unfortunately, it wasn't in daytime, right? But we have part of it here. Does this look like the day side of the moon? The side of the moon that we usually see?
I mean, it's just craters.
Yeah, the side of the moon that we usually see is not nearly at all like that. The close side of the moon looks like this. So I'll just show you two separate pictures. One's the close side and one's the far side. Which one was the picture that I just showed you more like?
The one on the right looks like the first picture you showed.
Mm-hmm.
And the one on the left looks like what we usually see on
right. You got it. So this one is the close side of the moon. This one is the far side of the moon. And the picture that I showed you, this one, is this side. So this is a picture. This is a picture of the far side of the moon.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. But I mean, wouldn't you think theoretically it should look all the same?
No. If there's one side that always faces the Earth and one side that doesn't always face the Earth, they're going to have different interactions with the world around them. Asteroids will hit them in different ways. They'll be stretched and pulled from the gravity in different ways.
Well, the thing is,
why would they look the same?
The moon is, what do you call it, asynchronous orbit or whatever, that the same side.
The moon is tidally locked.
Right. It's in a tidal lock. But as it's going around the Earth, the back side of the moon is always going to face different directions, because sometimes it's facing towards the sun.
Yep.
Sometimes it's facing away from the sun.
Yeah.
So
even
though it's not, even though it's not doing the same thing that the Earth does with the rotation, it should basically be the same.
Why would it be the same? There's the key difference is that on the close side of the Earth, that's the side facing the Earth. So for example, you will have Earth's gravity is pulling on the close side more than it's pulling on the far side. You will have the Earth's gravity affecting asteroids that are coming by more on the close side than on the far side.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So the Earth is kind of...
The Earth is playing a role.
As a protection.
Kind of. Look, so all I'm getting at is, like, it seems like you've been heavily influenced by conspiracy theorists on the internet. Instead of doing that, Why not go watch documentaries by scientists? Because honestly, who's more likely to be right about this stuff? Like just some random guy who, you know, I don't know,
Yeah, that makes sense, 'cause,
injured
I mean,
his head in high school football, or like a dork who spent 30 years learning.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. Because I mean, like some of the people who are claiming the flat Earth, they're kind of young. Well, this one guy said he was like 36, and the thing is that they seem so adamant and so convinced, and they also link it to the Bible because they say, "Oh, the Bible said that the Earth is flat."
That's what some people say, definitely. Some people think that the Bible says the Earth is flat. But like, isn't it a little weird that even the well-educated scientists who are also Christians, they also don't think the Earth is flat?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think that you should probably like reevaluate where you get your information from. Retrain your algorithm so that it's picking up stuff from scientists, from journalists, rather than from, you know, randos on the internet who have no education, no expertise in the field, and are obviously are monetarily incentivized to get views.
Yeah, because the one thing that was always confusing me about the flat earthers is that they say that Antarctica is actually an ice wall that surrounds the Earth. But if that were the case, why wouldn't ships and airplanes run into the ice wall and say the North Pole or East or West, and the only place that they see the ice wall is on the south where the Antarctica is? So I'm saying, how could we not know for sure that the Earth is flat if it was surrounding the whole Earth?
Well, fortunately, we don't even need to believe that there is an ice wall, because you can just go to Antarctica. It's expensive, but you can just go to Antarctica. But the reason they're telling you this is because they're grifters. But look, I'm going to let you go. I would suggest see if you can retrain your algorithm or make a new TikTok account, and then just try to watch the science. Like, you'll be fed a lot of videos, but when it asks you what kind of videos you want, tell it like science videos or like history videos, like, and you'll get actual good educational content rather than just, you know, conspiracy slop.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Take care. So people talk a lot about the failure of the American education system, or the failure of our education systems in general. I don't know if he was genuinely American. That was a good example. All right, let's bring up Grayson Adams.
Wait, hold up. Is this me?
Yeah, it's you. Grayson, how's it going? Yes way. Grayson, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Well, okay, I don't really think. At first, I was like the flat earther, and then, but I don't think it's flat anymore. I honestly think that our perception as a human, like everything's really within us, our human body.
What?
Everything we see is just a perception of what we see. It's almost like honestly, I don't really think it's flat or round, but I don't think it's round.
Okay, why don't you think it's round?
Because honestly, if there was one real photo of Earth that wasn't edited, then I would believe it. But
what's your criteria for figuring out whether it's edited or not?
Wait, what do you mean? I mean, no.
Like, if you see a photo, how do you know if it's edited or not?
Well, there's like actually a lot of stuff you could see.
Like
Number
what?
one, like the Earth would always be a perfect sphere, and I thought it was an oval. Like that's what all the scientists say. It's an oval.
It's. I mean, it's not really an oval. You wouldn't like.
What do you call it?
Do you know how close to a perfect sphere it is?
No, I mean it's like.
Do you want to know?
I've seen. If you search up, wait, can you do this like and show the stream?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So look. So the Earth is an oblate spheroid.
Yeah.
But an oblate spheroid is.
Wait, Mom. 1 second.
Grayson, how old are you?
Hold up. Yeah, 1 sec.
Grayson, how old are you?
I'm gonna call somebody.
Grayson, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay.
That's not bad.
So
See, now I just, yeah, okay.
So the Earth is an oblate spheroid. An oblate spheroid is just any shape that is like a sphere, but is kind of fatter around the edges, right?
Okay.
Now, that could be that it's minusculely fatter around the edges, or it could be a lot fatter around the edges.
Yeah.
So the Earth is an oblate spheroid, but it's just a teensy tiny bit fatter around the edges. It's like 12 miles fatter around the edges than it is around the poles.
So it's not like enough to show.
You wouldn't, it's less than 1%. It's actually less than 1/10%. Fatter around the edges. So if you see a photo of the Earth, you're not going to see the failure to be a sphere, the failure to be a circle.
But I've also, like, if you can literally search this up on Google, like NASA does admit to like editing the photos.
Well, no.
Like,
So I'm asking you, if I show you a photo, how will you figure out whether it's fake or not?
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Yeah. Dude, this is embarrassing now.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah. Okay. My bad, guys.
So.
Well, I just like, if there's a lot of like satellites in there, why can't we see like a live video?
I'm going to show you, we have live videos, literally 24/7 live videos.
Oh, shit, I did not know that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would know that if you had looked into it. I'm going to show you a photo, and I want you to tell me if it's fake and how you know it's, and like how it was faked, okay? So here's a photo.
Dude, that just like, it just doesn't look, it looks too perfect. You
Okay,
know what I mean?
which part about it, or how was it faked?
It is literally a perfect circle.
How is it faked?
Bro, like, it's just, look at that. It literally
No, I'm
looks-
asking how was it faked?
What do you mean, like?
Like, what did they do to fake it? How did they fake it?
I mean, I don't know what they do to fake it, but.
So then how do you know it was faked?
Because look at it. Like, it's just.
It's almost a perfect sphere. What about it? Okay. It's supposed to be. That's the shape. That's the shape
But
that
I
it
thought
is.
it was not a perfect sphere.
By less than 1 or less than 0.1%.
Wait, can you search up the true shape of Earth? And it will show up as like not a photo, but it's like not a perfect sphere.
Hold on. We'll get to that. I promise we will. But I want you to tell me.
Dude, I'm.
Grayson, go deal with your mom. He could be 18. I mean, like, it's possible. It's just real embarrassing for him, and I don't need to do that to him. From Garain with the $5, which is more ridiculous, the idea of the Earth is flat, or that a conspiracy could possibly hide something so huge and obvious. Emotes the latter. Yeah, I don't know how you would hide that, right? That seems impossible. By the way, while we're here, while we're in between guests, which we have a lot of, so, you know, we'll bring one up in a minute. If you guys like what I'm doing, there are a few ways that you can support me. One way is just subscribing on YouTube. You can also watch in horizontal mode, either on Twitch at the Blitz PhD account, whatever it's called, or you can watch on the Dr. Blitz Debunks YouTube channel. If you prefer to watch on vertical, you can watch on TikTok, or you can watch on the Blitz PhD YouTube channel. Both places you can watch vertical or horizontal. Now, so subscribing is a great way to support me. Liking the live, obviously a great way to support me if that's the kind of thing that you want. But if you do have like a ton of throwaway money for some reason and you want to support a streamer or a science communicator or a researcher that you like for whatever reason, there are ways to do that. Obviously, super chats will get your messages read. But if you go to my website, which is just blitz.phd, which is, it's so cool that I got that domain name. Let me just show you the website. If you go to my website, here it is. Just blitz.phd. And you scroll down to the bottom, hey, that's me. What you'll see is that there's like a support me link. So there's like Patreon and Cash App and Buy Me a Coffee and these things. And so if you want to send me money somehow, that's the way to do it. Then YouTube doesn't take 30%, TikTok doesn't take 40% or whatever it takes. So that's a cool thing to do if that's something you're interested in, if you have a lot of expendable income. If you don't though, just enjoy the show. So, all right, let's bring on our next guest. Oh, never mind. We have one super chat from Cyber Deconstruction with the $2. When your mom kills your streaming career, yeah, isn't that so sad? All right, let's bring up Jibber Jabber. Jibber Jabber, how's it going?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Jibber Jabber, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I know it's flat.
Okay. Why do you think so?
Can I just start by saying you're kind of disagreeing with a lot of people, so can we start by agreeing on stuff?
Sure, as long as you're going to give me reasons why you think the Earth is flat.
Okay, well, let's start with number one. Let's both agree on stuff.
Yeah,
Do you
let's...
feel any motion?
Sorry?
Do you feel any motion?
It depends on what scenario I'm in. If I'm like, you know, jogging, I'm certainly going to feel motion. If I'm like on a plane, or if I'm just sitting in my, if I'm on a plane, or if I'm just sitting in my office, I won't feel any motion.
It's not why I
Unless
asked
there's an earthquake or there's turbulence.
Can I speak?
I was answering your question.
You didn't answer the question.
I just did. I told you that I do. I said I do feel motion when I'm like jostling around, like if I'm jogging or if I'm on an airplane and there's turbulence. But I don't feel motion when I'm sitting at my desk or when I'm sitting in a smoothly flying airplane.
That's not why I asked you.
So the answer is that sometimes we feel motion, sometimes we don't. Are you asking? If you're asking me, do I feel specifically the Earth's motion? No, no humans aren't capable of doing that.
Okay, that's good because we can both agree on that. I don't feel it too. Do you feel the Earth rotating the Sun at 67,000 miles?
No, and we don't expect that you should be able to.
Is that a yes or a no?
I said no, and we don't expect you to be able to, because that is what's called geodesic motion. Geodesic motion is non-accelerating, and so if it's non-accelerating, then that's the kind of motion that can't be felt.
Okay, so we both agree on the first 2 points, yeah?
Sure. Now let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Can we detect the motion of the Earth, the rotation of the Earth, using the Coriolis effect? You asked 2 questions. I should get at least 1.
Well, let me just finish it off.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Feel the galaxy going through the universe at 1.
No, that's geodesic motion. We don't feel velocity. We feel acceleration, and geodesic motion doesn't involve acceleration.
Okay, is it
you have
fair
your
to
script.
say, then?
Cool. You've gone over your script. Can I ask you some questions now?
Can I just finish?
I thought that was your last question.
Is it fair to... Yeah, if I could just finish.
Sure.
Is it fair to say then, because you don't detect no motion at all, that you just believe in what you're told?
No, because we can measure the motion.
There's no science in history has ever measured any motion.
Sure there is. I'm happy to tell you about it, but you didn't want me to tell you about it, apparently.
So what was your question?
Yeah, so do you believe that we can measure the Coriolis effect?
I stick to a belief is based on nothing.
So that's not answering my question. You accused me of dodging. Now it sounds like you're dodging. Do you believe that we can measure the Coriolis effect?
No.
Okay. So when we perform an experiment using something called a Compton generator, it's a device invented about 100 years ago. It sounds like you think that the observed phenomenon inside the Compton generator, it's just a tube filled with water, basically, that is made up.
Okay. So let me start by saying, if the Earth is rotating, orbiting,
bro's not going to answer.
She's going through the universe. I didn't interrupt you.
Well, to be clear, you did. But I'll let it slide. Go ahead.
Okay, so if the Earth is rotating and we're orbiting the Sun and the galaxy's going through the universe, why is it that we only see the stars going in one motion and the motion we detect is the slowest motion?
Oh, we don't only see the stars moving in one direction.
We do.
No, I can show you a video. I can show you a video of us seeing stars move year over year. This is like these are photographs of the sky where the stars are moving relative to one another.
You got guests that come up and you don't let people speak.
I'm addressing what you just said.
The stars. Can I speak now?
Do you want me to address what you said, or would you rather just repeat your script and hope that you can get
didn't finish
1,000
what I
people to
said.
say it? You said that
Let
the
me
stars
finish what I
move.
said.
You said that that we only see the stars motion, the slowest of the stars motion, correct?
Correct.
That's false. We see other stars motion. We see other kinds of motion aside from just the daily motion.
Do we see the stars going in 3 motions?
Sorry, do we see the stars going in what motions?
The Earth is supposed to be rotating, orbiting, and going through the universe.
Yep.
But we only detect one mode.
Actually, we detect all 3.
Look, you don't let anyone talk, mate.
You finished talking.
We only see the stars going in. Can I finish? Like, we
Is
only
there a
see the
delay?
stars going in one mode.
Maybe there's
We
a
only
delay
see the
here.
stars. I don't think there's no delay. You just don't want me to speak.
I'm just responding when you
stars
stop
are-
talking.
Can I speak now?
Yeah, go ahead. And then I'll speak and I'll indicate why you're wrong. Go ahead.
Okay, we only see the stars going in one motion, and the motion we see is the slowest one. The stars form circles, a circular motion of the stars. Yeah?
You done?
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually see the stars moving in 3 distinct motions, right? So we see the daily motion of the stars. So over the course of a night, we see the Earth's rotation causing the apparent location of the stars to change. Over the course of a year, when we're on different sides of the sun, we see different stars in the night sky. So over the course of a year, the stars drift out of sight. They drift over to the day side as opposed to the night side. And over the course of many years, we can see individual stars moving relative to other stars. And I can show you a video of that. It's actually quite fascinating. This is a video of 61 Cygni. Well, I mean, yeah, this is an example
Is
of...
the video proof of anything?
I mean, this is evidence of the stars moving relative to one another.
I've
So
got a
here you
video.
go.
I've got a video.
Hey, cool your
of
horn.
Superman.
Cool your jets. This is just standard
video-
astronomical
I've got a
data.
video-
You can see that?
I've got a video of Superman flying. Does
Do you
that
see
prove
this?
that Superman flies?
Do you see the stars
I
moving?
just asked you. There's a video
Hey,
prove
so
anything.
so instead of dodging, why don't you just answer the question? Do you see this? Can you see what's behind me?
I'm asking you, does a video prove
Please don't
anything?
answer my question with a question. Just answer the question. Can you see it? If you can't see it, then I just need to
Yeah, I
fix
can
it
see
or
it.
something. Okay, great. So what you're seeing...
I can see your video.
What you're seeing are photographs 1 year apart from each other over the course of started in 2013 and ended in 2020. Sorry, so that's over the course of
Is it a
8 years.
photograph or an image?
These are
Is it a photograph or an image?
These are 8 photographs, each one from 2012, one from 2012 through to 2020.
Is it
Yes, these are
photograph or
photographs.
an image?
These are photographs.
And where did this photograph come from?
All we know is the username of the person who took them. They're anonymous, but you can go find it on Wikipedia as well.
You don't even know who took
This is actually, like, these stars are well documented, so you can go find other resources. This is just a good
asked
resource.
you who took this photo.
So it says down at the bottom, it's individus.
Let me finish, for
Individus
Christ's sake.
observantus. I'm answering your question.
I need not answer my
I
question.
just did.
I've asked you.
It was taken by
You don't
individus
even
observantus.
know who took that photo.
Well, I do. They go by individus observantus.
I don't even know.
It says.
So
it
if
says who
I
took it right
showed you
here.
a video of Bigfoot,
It says who
I
took it
showed
right
you
here.
a video of Bigfoot. Does that mean video?
It says
does
who
that
took
mean
it. We
Bigfoot
know who took it. Individus observantus.
If I showed you a video of Bigfoot, does that mean Bigfoot exists?
It would certainly
Believe
be
in Bigfoot?
evidence. It would certainly be evidence of it.
What about Superman flying? Would that be evidence that?
If
Superman
this was proposed to be like video evidence or videography that was taken out there in the world and rather than produced in a in Paramount or something, I don't know who owns Superman, then yeah, that would be
So
evidence.
Do you believe in Bigfoot? Do you think there's
No,
evidence
because
of
I think that the evidence isn't particularly compelling, but
Okay.
it's still evidence.
What about the Loch Ness monster? I've
So
got a
wait a
video
minute,
of
are we
that.
just
Do you
saying that
believe in
video
that?
evidence? Are we just saying that video evidence is no good anymore?
I'm telling you, video is no evidence of anything. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so video evidence is no good. So fortunately, this is a well-documented phenomenon. It's not just this video that has these stars moving. The speed of 61 Cygni across the sky has been measured for over 100 years. It was actually the first star, or the first, in this case, it was a pair of stars, to have its motion measured going back almost 200 years. So this is extremely well documented. We have extraordinary evidence for this. Sorry, CGI going back to 1838?
We got tremendous evidence of videos of Bigfoot. So you're telling me could believe that?
Fortunately, we actually use the scientific method to examine the evidence, and here we see that the evidence is overwhelmingly in favor of the case that this is real, considering that you could measure this yourself. This is something like we all have access to the same sky. You could just get a telescope and look at it yourself, right?
I heard you say that the Earth is rotating and it pulls the atmosphere with it.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. But I'm not going to let you pivot. So to be clear, we do see 3 different motions for the Earth. We see the rotation of the Earth about its axis over the course of a day. We see the change in the constellations over the course of a year. And we see the individual stars moving relative to each other year over year.
We don't see the stars going in 3 motions. Right?
Yeah, we do. I just told you the 3 motions that we have. And you're just saying nuh-uh because you don't know how to contest the evidence that I've given you.
Okay, let's start with the Earth rotating and it's pulling the atmosphere.
Okay, so we're going to
around at the
deflect
same
and
time.
pivot because you don't know how to acknowledge the data or the evidence, the explanation I just gave you even. You just said, nuh-uh, that's as good as Bigfoot.
No, I didn't go,
Yeah, you
I
did.
said we don't see the stars going in 3 motions.
We did, and I told you what the 3 motions are. I told you what the 3 motions are.
On a slow time lapse, the stars go in a circular motion.
Yeah, so that you're seeing the fastest motion first.
Correct.
And then once you account, so we agree that the fastest motion is going to be the dominant motion, right?
But you don't. The fastest motion is 1.3 million miles an hour.
Sorry, the fastest motion.
1.3 million miles an hour is the fastest motion.
Oh, this is so embarrassing for you. So the fastest motion is going to be the thing that produces the largest effect on the sky, and the Earth's rotation will produce the largest effect on the sky. You don't measure the position of a star in miles per hour. You measure it in degrees per hour, or rather milli-arc seconds per year. That's how you measure the motion of a star, and that's an angular motion. Now the Earth's angular motion is the Earth's angular motion is 360 degrees per day, which is 15 degrees per hour, which is faster than any other angular motion for any other celestial body that we can observe. So yes, we see the fastest motion. And then, if you want to cancel out that fastest motion to check to see if there's other motions, you just look at the same time of the day or the same time of the night every night. And then because you'll be at the same place, the same orientation, then you can look how the stars change from night to night. And that's your second motion. Because we see that the stars, the constellations change over the course of a year. And then, if you want to see if there's even a further motion beyond that, what you do is you look at the same day, the same time, year over year, so that it's not a result of the Earth's first motion, the spinning. It's not a result of the Earth's second motion, the Earth's trajectory around the sun. It's a result of the stars themselves moving. Or perhaps of nutation.
You're trying to prove that the Earth is a globe and not debunking that the Earth is flat.
I was addressing your confusion. I was addressing your confusion that we don't see 3 motions, because we do see 3 motions. You're just mistaken.
I heard you say earlier that the Earth is rotating and it's pulling the atmosphere around with the Earth at the same time.
He will never address what I said.
Well, you've addressed it yourself.
Oh, okay, so you agree with me that we see the 3 motions of the Earth then?
No, we don't.
Oh.
We see perfect star
So then
trails going around in a circular
which part of
motion.
what I just explained do you not agree with? Which part?
Well, I've told you, we only see the stars go in one motion and it's in a circular motion.
So why is it between different days? So if it's, say, I don't know, it's Monday where I live right now. If I go out at midnight or let's say I go out at 11 p.m. on Monday, and I take a look at where all the stars are. And then I go out at 11 p.m. on Tuesday, and I take a look at where the stars are. And then I do the same thing every day, and I map where the stars are. I take a picture, say. Why is it that the stars are in different places on different days?
The stars are going round in a circular motion.
Why are
on
they
a
at
long
different,
time?
Why are
Let
they
me
in
finish,
different
'cause
places at different
I
days?
say-
You're not
I speak
addressing my
for around
question.
about 2 seconds, and then you do a
Right,
monologue
because you're about
of
to
5
not
minutes.
you're about to not answer my question. But go ahead and
Let's
avoid
agree,
answering my
let's just-
question. Let's
for
do it.
sake of arguments, I'll just agree with you. For sake of arguments, let's just agree with you.
Oh,
all right?
okay, I'm glad.
Now let's crack on to the next thing.
Okay, good.
You said
I'm glad
the
you
Earth
conceded.
is well, yeah. Let's agree to disagree.
Oh,
now, you
so
said
so
that
you
Earth-
don't agree with me then? Then we should
Let's
stay on that
crack on
topic.
to the next. You're trying to debunk me.
Yeah.
Right? The Earth is rotating.
Yeah.
You said the Earth is rotating and it's pulling the atmosphere at the same time, correct? In the
Yep.
same direction.
Yeah. So
as
I'm
the
just
Earth
going
is
to note
rotating.
down really quick. 1 hour 35 minutes into my live stream, Jibber Jabber has admitted defeat on the 3 motions of the Earth and wants to pivot to another topic. Okay, got it. Go ahead.
All right then. So you said that the Earth is rotating and it's pulling the atmosphere at the same time in the same direction as the Earth is revolving, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it then that winds blow in all different directions? The clouds go in different directions and all the wind blows in different directions. How can it blow in different directions if the gravity is pulling the atmosphere at the same speed as the Earth is rotating?
Yeah,
Over
so
to you.
all of the winds are just deviations from the average motion. That's all they are. So
Why?
if you have a wind that is slightly slower than the average motion, then it'll look like it's going west. If you have a wind that is slightly
Why is it
faster than the
overcoming gravity?
I thought we weren't interrupting each other. If you have a wind that's going slightly faster than the average motion, it will go east. If the wind is going in a slightly different
Why?
direction than the average motion, then it
How
could be
does it
going north
overcome
or south.
gravity? How does it overcome gravity?
Things can move even under the influence of gravitational pull. I don't understand your question.
Putting the whole atmosphere around
Yeah.
at the same speed as the Earth. Well, it's
Yep.
not. The wind can go in the
Well,
opposite
wait a minute. To be
direction
clear,
as
I
the
didn't
Earth.
say that.
Can I please speak?
I didn't.
Can I
Well,
please
you're
speak?
mischaracterizing
You
me. I'll
said
clarify.
That the Earth
I'll clarify
is
because you're
going
mischaracterizing
in
me.
all directions.
So, the Earth's gravity is what keeps the wind, or it keeps the atmosphere in place. It's what keeps, the atmosphere from flying off, and it is the drag produced by
Now
the
you're
Earth.
muting me. You're
Yeah, I did
muting me.
because I have to clarify. It's the drag produced by the rotation of the Earth that causes the atmosphere to move with the Earth.
Why does the wind blow in the opposite direction as the Earth is rotating?
It doesn't. It just blows slightly slower
It
or
does.
slightly
Winds
faster.
blow in all different directions.
So when the wind
so
is
you're telling
blowing
me
west,
that the wind,
when the wind is
Are you
blowing
telling me-
west,
let
it
me
does
just
not mean
clarify what
that
you're
the wind
saying.
is not rotating with
Let
the
me
Earth. It just
just
means it's rotating
clarify
slightly
what
slower.
you're saying.
Why are you
Is
clarifying rather than just asking me to clarify?
Because you're pivoting.
I'm literally answering your question,
Is the-
but you're
is the-
misrepresenting my
does the
view.
wind blow in the opposite direction
Relative
as
to
the
what?
Earth is rotating?
Relative to what?
Does relative to the Earth?
So relative to the
Does
surface of the Earth,
does the
surely,
wind-
yes. To the
does
surface of the Earth,
wind
yeah.
blow in the... Can you let someone speak?
I'm answering your question.
Just up here. You want to know why I think... the
You've
Earth is
interrupted
flat?
me
I'm
plenty,
trying
by
to
the
give
way.
it
If
to
you want to have a conversation where we
trying-
interrupt each other, that's fine. But don't get all
don't
all high and mighty when you interrupt
see-
me too.
Does the wind blow in the opposite direction as the Earth is rotating?
Relative to the surface of the Earth, absolutely. Relative to the core of the Earth, no. Sorry, one more time. You cut out.
Does the wind blow in the opposite direction as the Earth is rotating?
Are you
If
asking
it's pulling it, magically pulling it round?
So gravity is not what's making it go in a circle. That would be friction. And the reason why the wind can blow in any direction is because the winds are caused by localized phenomena. So you have like localized heating of the ground can cause winds to flow because you can have low pressure environments and high pressure environments. And depending on where the low pressure and high pressure regions are of the atmosphere, you'll have wind flowing from high pressure to low pressure across the surface of the Earth. And if that means it's going from east to west, then it's going from east to west relative to the surface of the Earth. That doesn't mean that relative to the center of the Earth, that the winds that blow west are actually going around in the opposite direction. They're going in the same direction, just slower.
So you're telling me it's not the gravity that's pulling the atmosphere along with the Earth?
No, the gravity pulls the atmosphere to the Earth. Friction pulls the atmosphere along the Earth.
All right, let's go on to number 3.
Okay, so
all right, then.
Pivoting again,
Is
let
the
me jot that down
Is the
really quick.
horizon a physical thing?
One sec, I gotta write this down. Jibber jabber.
Yeah, write it down.
Pivots
Gibber,
again after
seeded and emitted
confused
each one. Write it
about what my original claim was about the atmosphere. Okay, cool. What are we pivoting to now?
Gibber lost. Gibber lost, right? Let's go on to number 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? All right, then. Water, large bodies
Wait a
of
minute,
water
hold on.
always
Jibber
rise
jabber.
its own-
Just a quick question. Why do you get to ask me questions? Why don't I get to ask you questions?
Because you're debunking me.
Yeah, so me debunking you would involve
that's
me
why-
asking
that's
you
why then.
questions, not the other way
Let me
around.
just write down, I was right there.
So I am debunking you. You're right. I'm glad that we agree. So Jibber Jabber, why do sunsets look like the sun is going down rather than the sun is going further away?
Okay, do you know how your eye works?
Yeah.
Let's talk about perspective. You know perspective?
Yeah, sure. I know about perspective.
Do you
I'm
know
very
about
familiar
the
with it.
vanishing point of your eye?
Absolutely.
You know about the vanishing point of your eye?
Yep.
You can only see so far, right? The
No,
horizon's
that's
physical
not how
thing.
perspective works.
Let me just
Perspective
finish.
is
Let me
not.
just finish the monologue.
I'm sorry. Was that a
Let me just
question that
finish,
you
'cause I-
asked, or was it a rhetorical question?
No, I hadn't finished.
Oh, well, you said it.
If
You
could
said,
just
"Do you
let
know
me
how
finish.
perspective works?" That sounds like a question to me, so I was trying to answer.
Well, I was going to follow on with that.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Your eye
So
works
instead of
due to
asking a question, just say things, and then I can respond to the things rather than asking questions if you don't want responses to them. Okay?
Okay, well, let's keep it short and sweet, all right? Your eye works due to perspective. You have a natural vanishing point, yeah? So the horizon is horizontal, it is flat. The horizon is about 3.5 miles out. If you're standing on the beach, the horizon will be 3.5 miles out. The horizon isn't a physical thing. The higher you go, the further you can see. But you can only see so far. Can I ask you something? How far is the
I'm
nearest
sorry.
star?
Was this supposed to address my question? Because my question was,
No, I was
why is
asking
it?
a question.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You were in the middle of answering my question.
So
I asked
how
you
are
why
we
do. I'm
supposed to
sorry.
see forever
Jibber jabber.
when
Jibber jabber. I'm sorry. I have to mute you. But I asked you why is it that sunsets look like the sun is going down rather than further away? That was my
Because it's
question, and
going
you didn't
further
answer it.
Because
Wait.
it's going, the further away something gets, the nearer to the horizon it gets, due to perspective.
You just blowing from stupid down?
So I asked you why does it look like it's going down and it doesn't look like it's going further away, and you said because it's going further away.
Because it's due to perspective.
So it looks like
Things
it's going
that go
down and it
further
doesn't
away
look like it's going further
get
away
nearer to
because
the
it's
van-
going further away.
Was that a question? I thought you was asking me a question.
Yeah, well,
You
I'm
asking
just
me-
blown away by how dumb the thing is you
have
just
the
said.
courtesy to let some... You keep muting, don't you?
I didn't mute
Have
you.
the courtesy when you ask me a question to listen to the answer.
That's so ironic that you're saying that, because
Yeah, the
literally
sun
I
goes
asked you to
further-
let me answer your question 2 seconds ago, and you said no, I had more to say.
All right, and things seem to appear to go downwards the further that they go away. So
What
as
else
the sun
happens as they get
passes
further
overhead-
away?
You're just going to keep muting me.
I didn't mute you, I just talked over you. What else happens as they get further away?
If the sun is overhead, the further away it goes into the distance, the lower it seems to appear
Yeah,
to
what
drop
else
to
happens?
the horizon. due
What else
to-
happens?
Well, look, you're not listening. You're just
I'm listening.
interrupting.
I'm listening. That's why I'm asking what else happens.
You're not listening. You're just
very much listening.
You're just over talking someone. You've got someone who knows a bit more than anyone else.
Oh,
has been up
is
here.
do you
due
think
to
that that's what's
perspective,
happening here?
Like you're looking down a long corridor. The floor will look like it's rising. The ceiling will look like it's coming down, and the walls will look like they're narrowing until it comes to the vanishing point where they all converge, right?
Yeah. So what else
So the
happens when
further-
things get
the further
further
the
away?
sun- Yeah, they get lower into the horizon.
What else happens?
perspective.
What else happens when things get further away?
I don't know. You tell me.
Hold on. Maybe I can. I have something that might help explain what I'm getting at. One sec. I'm just gonna. This might help. One sec. Let me play something for you. Okay. I got you. I'm gonna mute you just that way. Then we can listen to it together. Okay, and then you can unmute. This isn't to try to shut you up. Just okay.
More indoctrination.
Yeah.
Small, far away. Forget it.
That's very educational.
So, and you know, if you need it
So you
again,
wanna try
if you
and
need it
mock
again, I
me?
can give it to you.
You want to
Small,
mock? Yeah, give it again.
far away.
Right.
Oh, and that's your
here's it again.
scientific explanation. And
Okay,
that's your
one last
scientific
time.
explanation, is it?
One last time.
These are
Go on.
small,
Those are small.
but the ones out there,
They're
Those are
far
small.
away.
far away.
Right.
And this is educational, yeah?
Yeah. So small.
We're talking about why things drop down near
So-
the horizon. Why
right,
things-
okay,
why-
so you
why
understand-
why the sun drops down to the horizon.
So you
to
understand,
perspective.
can you answer my question now? What else happens? I agree, things get lower in the sky as they get further away. What else happens
Due to
as they get
perspective.
further away?
Due to perspective.
Yeah, due
Is
to
that due to
perspective. What
perspective?
else happens? Yeah,
Okay.
what else happens?
Okay.
Jibber jabber, what else
So we
happens?
agree on that.
What else happens
You
as they
tell
get
me.
further away? Well,
Confirmation bias,
I
you
will
tell
let,
me.
I will let Father Ted tell you.
Small, far away.
Okay.
So
is that scientific? Is that your
Yeah.
scientific
So what
explanation?
else? What else happens as things get further away?
I don't know. You
Do you want
tell
to play
me.
it again?
I thought it was due to perspective.
I'm asking, when things get far away, I agree, things get lower in the sky. What else happens?
Yeah, till the vanishing.
What else happens to the way the thing looks?
It drops down to the horizon.
It gets lower, I agree. What else happens?
Does the sun look smaller as it gets further away?
Small, far away.
Looks smaller
So-
as it gets further away.
So when things
Does
get
the sun
further
get
away,
smaller as it gets further away.
so
Does the sun get
why are
smaller
you
as it
asking me a
gets further
question
away?
when I'm trying to ask you a question?
I'm asking you a question.
I know you
following
are.
on for your video.
So-
Does the sun look smaller as it gets further away?
No.
No. So what are you talking about then?
So I don't know about you, but
So
when
I
I
just got
learned,
one
I don't
point-
know
one
about
po-
you,
one
jibber
more-
jabber. I'm sorry, I'm addressing what you said. I don't know about you, jibber jabber, but when I learned art in middle school and high school, and they were teaching us linear perspective, we learned that when things are further away, they're smaller. Get that? Small, far away. Small.
Does the sun get smaller as it goes
far
further away?
away. Yeah,
Does the sun
it doesn't.
get smaller
That's how we know.
the further it gets away?
It doesn't. That's how we know the sun
Does the
isn't
sun
getting
get
further
smaller
away.
as it goes further away?
It doesn't. That's how
Does
we
the
know.
sun get smaller
I'm
as it
answering
goes
your-
further
Jibber,
away?
Jibber,
No,
it
so
doesn't.
what are you talking about
That's
then?
how we know the sun
So,
isn't
yeah, well,
getting
you
further
just
away.
contradicted yourself then.
No,
You
it just shows.
contradicted
Oh my God!
yourself.
It just shows
Yes,
that the
you
sun's
did.
not
You
getting
laugh.
further away.
You just contradicted yourself. Mine 1 point for Jibber.
No.
Right?
No, see, and I get that you don't understand this, but the fact that it doesn't get smaller means it's not
You
getting
just
further away.
contradicted yourself. You said when things get further away, they get smaller. And I
Yeah.
said, does the sun get smaller? And you said no.
That's because the sun's
You
not
said
getting
no.
further away.
Oh, no. So it's not going further away.
No, the Earth is spinning.
No. So is the Earth nearer as it's overhead?
Is the Earth nearer? Do you mean is the sun nearer? No, it's the same
the
distance.
sun nearer?
It's the same distance. It's 93 million miles, give or take.
Water or large
Holy
bodies of
shit,
water
man, this is so
always
bad.
finds its own distance.
Oh my God, the pivot completely after getting obliterated. Okay, I gotta write this one
You
down
just
too.
said you just
This
said
is
the
so
sun
funny.
doesn't get smaller.
Wait, hold
You
on.
just
148.
yourself.
Jibber
Things
jabber.
that get further away get smaller. And you just
Completely
contradicted
obliterated
yourself.
on sun.
Yeah, you write this down.
Not getting
Confirmation
smaller.
bias with your
Even
brainwashing.
though it's getting
Brain
further away. So so just to be clear, do things get do
Write
things
that
get
down, 'cause you
smaller
might
as they
forget
get
it.
further away?
Yeah, that's what
They-
you said.
Wait a
when
minute.
things
so
go
hold
further
on.
away,
Jibber jabber.
they get smaller.
Do you think
And when
that things get smaller when they get further away?
Well, that's what you're saying. You're
I'm asking
saying
you,
things
jibber
that-
jabber.
things
This
that are
is
further
basic
away.
perspective. I'm asking you, buddy.
I'm asking you, does the sun get smaller as it
The
gets
sun
further away?
doesn't
And you
because
said no.
well, the sun's not getting
Well,
further
there
away.
you go then.
The sun's not
There
getting
you
further
go.
away, jibber jabber. Now let me ask you this,
There
jibber
you
jabber.
go.
If I do, you know when a plane flies overhead, jibber jabber? Jibber jabber. You know when a plane flies overhead? You know when a plane flies overhead, it's bigger, and then when it's further away, it gets smaller. Why does that happen?
Because it gets further, it's going further away.
And so it getting further away is the reason why it gets smaller?
So why doesn't the sun get smaller then?
Because it's not getting further away.
So it's at the same distance all year round, yeah?
Yeah, that's because
Well,
the Earth is spinning. That's why it goes
I
down,
thought
not because
we
the Earth
was
is flat. You got it. I'm glad we agree. Welcome to the globe
No, we
Earth.
don't agree on nothing.
I know,
nothing.
because you're struggling to understand here. But I think the rest of the chat has seen that, like, oh, you finally get it now. No, he doesn't.
No, you're totally wrong.
So planes get smaller.
Okay,
because
so
they
let's
get further
talk about
away.
airplanes. You want to talk about airplanes?
Yeah. So airplanes get smaller because they get further
Okay,
away.
do we detect any
Hold on.
curvature?
Why are you interrupting me?
Have you ever seen any curvature?
Why are you interrupting me? So airplanes get smaller when they get far away, but the sun
we see any
doesn't get
curvature?
smaller. But the sun doesn't get smaller when it gets further away. What's the
you
difference
ever seen
between
any
those two
curvature?
things?
Have you seen any curvature?
I'm sorry. I don't know why I apologize for the middle of my sentence interrupting the beginning of your sentence, but maybe you can
You
just answer my
interrupted all the way
question.
through me.
Maybe you can just
Have you ever
maybe you
seen
can just
any
answer my
curvature?
question rather than trying to pivot, because I want to know what's the distinguishing feature between an airplane and the sun, so that an airplane gets smaller as it gets further away, but the sun, it doesn't get smaller as it gets further away. What's the difference? The sun gets smaller, does it?
Yeah, throughout the year, sometimes you can have a big moon.
We're talking
and
about
sometimes
at
you can have a
sunset.
small moon.
Wait, we're talking about the sun, not the moon, dumbass.
So where does the sun set then, dumbass?
The sun sets roughly in the west because the Earth rotates away from it. Also, your rhetoric skills
over the horizon?
need some work. You can't
Oh,
just say
dumbass.
what I
Does
said.
the sun set beyond the horizon?
Yeah, of
Does
course.
The sun set beyond the horizon.
Of course it does.
And
Yeah,
how far is the horizon? If I was standing on the beach, how far is the horizon away?
It depends on how tall you are, but like for a short king like you, probably like 2.5 miles.
2.5 miles.
Well, yeah,
So you're
I
saying-
assume you're like 5'1".
So if we look forward, it's 2.5 miles, and if we look back, it's 2.5.
Well, if you're in the middle of the ocean, yeah.
So the sun goes overhead and disappears below the horizon at 2.5 miles, where the light diminishes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, at 2.5 miles.
Yep. Well, for short kings like you, yeah,
and
of course.
the sun and the Earth is rotating at 1,000 miles an hour.
Well, it's rotating once per day, which is pretty
So
slow,
how long
actually.
should we see? How long should we see the sun in the sky if there's only a 5-mile distance and the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour?
Well, the sun moves at 15 degrees across the sky per hour.
Yeah, let's stick on speed. I don't measure speed in degrees.
Well,
I measure it
fortunately,
in miles.
I'm glad we agree, because we don't measure the rotation of the Earth in a speed either. We measure it in degrees per
So
hour.
how is it if the horizon's only 2.5 miles away and the Earth is rotating at 1,000?
Yeah.
How comes we see a lot more daylight if the horizon is only 2.5 miles away?
Because the sun moves fairly slowly in the sky, because the Earth is rotating slowly. It rotates only 15 degrees per hour.
The Earth is going fairly at 1,000 miles an hour.
1,000 miles an hour at the equator is a tangential speed. It's not a rotation rate.
Okay, how far is the nearest star?
About 4 light years away, but I'm not going to let you pivot, because apparently you don't understand the difference between angular velocity and rotational and tangential velocity.
The sun was
Yeah, it
a
is.
star.
It is.
Yeah, well, it's not what you just said.
So I
It's supposed to
assumed.
be only 93
Look, I just
million miles
assumed you were referring to distant
You
stars, not the
assumed
sun.
wrong. You
You're
assume
right.
a
I'm
lot,
sorry.
don't you?
I assumed wrong. You're right.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
sun is
So let me
93
just
million
write
miles
this
away.
down.
Yep, write it
That
down.
Dr.
So
Blitz was
the jibber
wrong
jabber.
again.
Here's
Let
the
me just
thing.
write this down.
When you repeat my rhetorical slam dunks, it just makes you look pathetic. It doesn't make you
So
look
you was
clever or
wrong.
creative.
The sun is a star, yeah?
Yeah, the sun is a star.
So
Absolutely.
let's forget about the sun. Let's concentrate on the other stars behind
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
How
yeah,
far
okay.
are they away?
The closest one is about 4 light years.
How far? And what's that in miles?
We don't use miles in space.
Well, let's just use miles for the sake of the people in the comments.
Okay, I can do the conversion for you if you want. It is 23 trillion miles. Sorry, 23 trillion miles. Yeah.
So if you're on a beach, you can only see the horizon at 2.5 miles due to perspective, but you think you can see all these trillions of miles away into space.
Yeah, obviously. Stars are really, really
you
bright.
think your eyes, what have you got, Superman X-ray eyes or something to see that far?
as long as the thing is bright enough, you can see
You wear
it.
glasses. Do you see them with your
Uh-huh.
glasses on?
Yeah, so stars
What
are
kind of
bright, it
glasses
turns
have you
out.
got? Have you got X-ray glasses?
Yep, my glasses are X-rays. So you understand that if the light can get to your eye, then you're going to see it regardless of how far away it is, right?
No.
Oh, you don't understand that. Well, I can clarify if you want. Do you want me to educate you on this?
Trillions of miles away?
Well, the
How many
closest star is
trillions
about
miles
20.
away
Is
are they
it,
again?
the closest star is about 23 trillion miles
20
away.
million, trillion, billion,
Oh,
gazillion
do
miles
big
away.
numbers
You think
scare
can see?
you? Oh, poor little
No,
baby
you
afraid
seem
of
to
big
use
numbers.
big numbers to try and bamboozle people.
No, I was trying to use 4 light
So
years,
you
but
think
you
you
wanted
can
it in
see
miles.
with your glasses trillions, billions,
23 trillion miles is how
trillions
close,
miles away.
how close the nearest star is.
You
Yeah.
think you can see that far, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you see that far?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, but when you're on the beach looking at the horizon, due to perspective of how your eye works, you've got a vanishing point at
Oh,
2.5
that's not
miles.
what the horizon is. The horizon is not due to vanishing points or due to perspective. The horizon is due to the curvature of the Earth.
due to perspective, we have a natural vanishing point.
No.
You're contradicting yourself again.
No, the horizon is not a natural vanishing point. It's due to the curvature of the Earth.
No, it's the horizon is due to perspective. The higher we go, the further you can see, and the horizon's further away.
So why would the horizon be
Correct?
further away if
Am
it
I
was
correct?
merely
The
due
higher
to the
you go,
function
the
of the
further the
eye?
horizon is away.
Yep, that's true.
Am I correct?
That's
that
true.
The higher you are, the
That's
further
true.
you can see.
That's true, absolutely.
That's true.
So answer me this then. Why would it be that if this was just a feature of our eyeballs, why would it be that you could
Yeah.
go higher up and now you can suddenly see further away? Your eyes aren't changing if you go to a higher altitude, so
Due
how
to
could you see
perspective.
further away?
Due
How
to
is-
perspective.
How is
The higher you
perspective
go,
allowing you
the
to see
further
further
you
away?
can see.
How is perspective
Because
helping
you're
you there?
elevated off the floor.
But you're further
the
from it.
way-
It should be behind your vanishing
Angular.
point now. It should be
As I
behind your...
said, the higher you go, the further you can see.
Right, and then you're just going to say perspective, even though that's not how
Due to
perspective works.
perspective. Due to perspective.
See, I read his mind,
the floor
everybody.
rises up.
I knew he would say
The
due
floor-
to
you
perspective.
read my mind.
Yeah, I did. I predicted
You're
exactly
your
what you would say.
indoctrination, brainwashing stuff. So the higher you go, the further you can see due to perspective because the floor ramps up.
Okay, why would it be the
Why
case
is
that
it when
being
you look
higher
out to
makes
sea,
it
the
seem...
floor actually ramps
Why
up?
would it be...
Why doesn't it curve away?
Why would it be that the higher up you
Why
are...
is the horizon flat?
It's not.
Why is the
Why
horizon
would it be
flat?
that the higher up you are,
It's
the
not. Is
further
it
you can
curved?
see? Yeah. Why would it be that the higher up you
I
are, the
thought
further
the
you can see?
horizon was horizontal.
No. Why would it be that the higher up you are, the further you can see?
Is the horizon horizontal?
Why would it be that the higher up you are, the
Due to
further you can see? No, I'm asking what is it about
Due to
perspective that
perspective.
makes that the case? How does that work? I want you to educate me, because you're clearly so much smarter
The
than I
floor
am.
ramps up, the ceiling comes down. Well, you asked me, and I'm answering.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
The floor ramps up, the ceiling ramps down, and you have a natural vanishing point. The higher you go, the further you can see.
Why? Why can
And
you
you
see
said
further?
that you can see the horizon is about 2.5 miles due to perspective.
Well, for short
But
kings like
can
you, yeah.
See stars
But
in the
for
sky
normal
that
height
you
people like
say
me, it's like 3
are
miles
a
away.
quintillion, billion, gazillion miles away.
So look, I'm really just trying to get you to educate the lowly indoctrinated me about why
You're just
it
brainwashing.
is.
Education is indoctrination.
I know. I want you
It's
to
a
teach me.
massive
Teach me,
conspiracy.
senpai. Teach me. Why is it that perspective makes the
Teach
horizon
you,
get
I
further
don't know.
away?
Someone,
the higher up
who's
you
paying
go.
you to come on here and do all this?
Why
Who's
is it
paying
that
you
the
to come
higher
on
up
here
you
and do all
go, the further you can see, according to perspective? How does perspective work so that
Due to perspective.
I understand that that's your answer.
Angular
I want to know.
resolution.
I want to know. Oh, angular resolution. That's an answer.
That's why things.
Okay,
why
cool.
things
Cool.
disappear from the bottom up.
So why is it then?
You ever seen
so,
a P900 camera?
Yeah,
You ever seen a P900 Nikon camera?
Yeah, of course I have.
Have you seen it? Have you seen them bringing boats back into view again?
No, it doesn't happen.
Have you
But
seen that?
Jibber jabber. I'd love
You
to
haven't
investigate.
seen boats coming
I'd
back
love-
into
I'd
view
love
once
to
they go over the
investigate.
horizon.
Jibber jabber. I'd love to
Have
interrogate.
you seen when they used a P900?
All right, I gotta mute you. One sec. There's a particular video that I would love to see, that I'd love to pull up. Yeah, let's go watch with a P900, right? Jibber jabber, you want to go watch a boat go over the horizon? Actually, we can even do it with a P1000 rather than a P900. Do you want to watch a boat get pulled back in with a P1000, which is even better than a P900? By the way, you're teacupped, so I can't hear you. So here we have a boat. In fact, this is quite a large ship. Here we have a ship. It's a cruise ship even, quite far away. It was just entering the channel and starting to move away from the camera. Now, notice how you can see those black dots along the bottom, and notice how you can see 4 stacks of windows in the like on the ship. Now this is with a Nikon P1000. It's even better than the Nikon P900, right? So I'm just going to skip forward. So
Yeah,
here we can
play
still
that video in reverse.
Yeah,
Don't play the whole video.
We're playing the video. Don't
Play
worry.
the whole video.
The video is playing. The video is like, I'm not doing anything. This is just how the video is. Now notice how we can see less of the dots, of these black dots at the bottom. But let's keep playing the video as it gets further away.
Yeah, due to how your eye works, due to perspective.
But this is a Nikon P1000. I thought that I could zoom it in.
Why is...
By the way, pay attention to those red lights here and here.
If you was to zoom in further, the bottom of the hole will appear.
So, do you see those red lights? Do you see those red lights there?
How far is that boat away?
Do you see those red lights?
How far is the boat
It'll tell us in a second. Do you see those red lights?
How far is that boat
It'll
away?
tell us in a second. Do you see
Do you
those red
wanna zoom
lights?
out?
Do you see those red lights?
Not really, no.
Okay, I'll make it bigger for you. Do you see them now?
Yeah, make it bigger.
Do you see them now? The red
Yeah,
lights?
go on, crack
okay.
on.
So those red lights, pay attention to those, okay?
Play the video.
Okay, we will. We will. Okay. So now another
Things
ship.
disappear from the bottom up due to perspective.
Another ship. Well, I thought that the Nikon P1000 could, pull things back up, right? There's a ship that's passing in
Yeah,
front.
you need to zoom in. You need to zoom in further.
So this is
Zoom
at
back.
820, 9
I've
kilometers
got
away.
videos. Can I show some videos?
Well,
Can I show some videos with P900
I don't know why
camera?
why I'm not allowed to finish this video. So this is at
you
8:20
can.
p.m., 9 kilometers away. Okay. So see how? So we're not zoomed in right now, but we're going to zoom in a moment.
Well, zoom right back. Let's see the boat disappear first.
We're working on it. We're working on it. Hold on. So here you
I've
can
got
see.
a video I want to play next.
So you can see that it's it's pretty small, right?
Is that going over the horizon?
Now, where are those black?
No. Play the video.
This is the.
Play
I
the
am.
video
I
back
am.
again.
I am playing the video. So this is the video. This is the same ship. It's playing, and then he zooms in. This is the same ship about 9 to 10 kilometers away.
Let's go back again. All right, and is the horizon flat?
The horizon's not flat. No, it's curved. It's just very slightly curved. So
Well,
here we
let's
have
go back in that
the
video.
boat
Let's
zoomed
go back in the video.
So yeah. Let's go back
Let's
just a
go
second.
back.
So see how
Let's go back.
I'm
Is that
gonna
horizon
zoom
flat?
in really quick.
Is that horizon flat?
No, it's slightly curved.
Is that
I'm
horizon
gonna zoom
flat?
in really quick. So see how?
Well, let's concentrate on that.
Why are we not focusing on the boat
Is
like
the
you wanted
horizon
us to?
flat?
So see how we can only see we can see like this little black box down at the bottom of the boat here. I don't know if you can see this. It's like this little black box there. We can see that little black box there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna see how much more of the boat we can see once it zooms back in, okay?
Well, zoom out.
We're getting there.
That's already been zoomed
So
in. Zoom right out.
now we're zooming in even more.
This video you got.
We're
with a
zooming in
P900 camera.
we're zooming in even more, and see how you can still see the same amount of that black box. In fact, arguably you can see less of
back
it.
again.
Arguably you can see less of it, even though it's more zoomed in. So somehow zooming in didn't make it appear higher. It actually made it look the same, just bigger.
Is the sun ramping up?
Is the what?
Does it look in that photo?
This is not a photo. This is a video.
Going upwards.
This is a video.
In that video, does it seem like the water is ramping up? Can I
No,
play
the
a video
water. The
now?
water doesn't ramp up on a globe Earth. It
Can I play a
curves
video
this
for
way,
each of a
right?
P900 camera?
So here we have it at
Can I
11.4
play-
kilometers.
can
In
I
a
play a video?
moment, be patient, jibber jabber. We're still
don't-
looking at this video.
Look, don't get upset.
Be patient. I mean, look, I didn't know I had to talk
You
to you
seem
like
like
you
you're
were a
getting
6-year-old.
Don't get upset. Calm down, mate.
I'm good, but I have to
Calm
talk to you
down.
like you're a 6-year-old, otherwise you won't understand what I'm saying,
Calm
apparently.
down, calm
So here we
down,
are zoomed
calm
in
down.
maximally. This is the max zoom on the P1000. See how you can't see that black
I don't
box
think
anymore?
so.
It is. You can't see
don't
that black
think
box anymore, but you
so.
can still see those red lights, right? You can still see those red
How
lights there.
far away is that from the person
11,
taking
11.4
how far is
kilometers.
he?
11.4 kilometers.
Well,
Now
let's
you can
go
still
back
see.
to 11.4 kilometers then.
This is
Let's
11.4
zoom back
kilometers.
to 11.4.
This
No,
is
it's not.
11.4
That's zoomed
kilometers.
in.
Yeah, zoom doesn't affect
That's
how far
zoomed
away
in.
you are, jibber jabber. What the fuck?
Well, let's go back to where the guy
I don't
took
control the
who's got
video.
P900. Let's zoom-
This is a video. I can't
This is the
zoom
be-
in and
This
zoom
video
out.
you've got of a P900 camera.
I can't zoom in and
I've
zoom
got
out
videos.
on a video that already exists.
Look, calm down,
the video
calm down,
already
calm
exists.
down.
I can't change
Take
it
a
after
breath.
the fact.
Take a breath.
So let's keep
take a
watching.
breath.
So see those.
Calm
so you can
down.
see the red lights.
Don't get
So this
frustrated.
is about 12
I know it's
kilometers
hard
here.
to keep up this pretense and lies.
So this
You're
is
gonna
about
get
12
sacked from
kilometers
your
here,
job
okay?
doing this.
So there's a bird that just flew in front. This is about 12 kilometers, okay?
The sack. You're no good at your job. You're going to sack you.
I am so. This video is going to get so many views, by the way. Now this will be at 14 and a half kilometers. No, not yet. We're not done yet.
Can I play a video?
When we're done, jibber jabber. When we're done with this video, but you have to stop interrupting and you have to watch the damn video, okay? So here it is at 14 and a half kilometers. It's getting pretty far away, but we can still see it, right? You can still see the ship.
Where is it? Where is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was on the other side. Yeah, my bad.
That is not zoomed back. Zoom back on that video.
You're right. It's not zoomed out.
Yeah, you're zoomed in. You're zoomed in.
Yes, this is zoomed in.
Yeah, zoom out. Zoom out.
Okay, jibber jabber.
So what was it? 11.6
jibber jabber. I gotta ask you.
11.6 kilometers.
I gotta ask you. Do you think that I can zoom out this video?
Well, why don't you get a better video?
This is quite a good video
Why are you
in my
putting up
view.
this one?
Because it's quite a good video. It
You can't
shows.
do what I asked you to do.
So here we are
It just
maximally
shows
zoomed
a
in.
constant zooming in.
Well, we're maximally zoomed in
There's
right
hundreds
now.
of videos on YouTube of the P900
Hundreds of
Nikon
videos on
camera.
YouTube. We are maximally zoomed in
Yeah.
at this point, right? So you can still see the red
No,
lights. This is
yeah,
about...
that's what I mean. I want you to zoom out.
Well, hold on. Let me.
I want to see the
Just
boat
watch the
disappear
video.
over the horizon.
Watch the video, jibber jabber, and then we can talk about it. Okay?
Well, let's zoom out then.
I can't control this video. So see how.
Well, bring another video
See how
up.
you can still
That
see
video's
those
not
red
good.
lights. See how you can still see those red lights there.
That video's not a very good video. Better find another
See
one.
how you can still see the red lights. Can you still see the red lights?
Find another video.
Jibber jabber. Can you still see the red lights?
Find another video. It's not.
All right, he can still see the red lights. He just refuses to answer. So we're now 15 kilometers out. The red lights are pretty close to the ocean now. Again, we are at max zoom. It's going to skip to the next distance in just a second. Still see the red lights. Now we're at 19 kilometers at 8:50 p.m. And now you can still see the ship. It's faint, but you can still see it. You can see the windows. Where are the red lights? Where'd the red lights go?
Where's the boat gone? Can't even see the boat.
You can see it. You can see the different levels of the ship. There's the 4 different levels of the ship. There's some lights at the top of the ship. Oh, you don't like this video? Is the ship sinking? Why are the red lights below the ocean now?
Let me put a video up. Much better.
I mean, we can clearly see the boat, but the red lights are now dipped out of view. It's very puzzling. Is the boat sinking?
Let me get a video.
And we can. Can
I put a video up now?
In a second. We're not done with the video yet. Here, you can still barely see
Can I
it.
put a video up now?
We're not done with. Do you have no patience? We're not done with the video yet. This is around 19 kilometers offshore. The poor light is making it really hard to see, the poor conditions. But you can. Oh, and that's a separate video. So what I would like to know is, let's see where. See those red lights? Did the ship sink? Because those red lights were no longer visible when it got 9 kilometers further away.
Yeah, no, I can't really see them now.
No, you can't see the red lights? Okay, so you're just blind? They're right there. Here, I'll help you out. I'll make them bigger. Bada boom, bada bing. There's the red lights. See the red lights? See those red lights there? Right there? They were visible up until it got to about 19 kilometers away, and then they disappeared. Did the ship sink? Did the ship sink?
No, did it sink?
Why couldn't we see the red lights when it got to 19 kilometers away?
My turn.
Oh, why? Are you afraid to answer my question? That would be a yes, huh? You don't get to. You don't get to show me. You don't get to show. You don't get to show a video until you can answer these questions.
show your stuff, but you won't let me show mine.
That is how that works. Yeah.
Is that correct?
That is how that works. Yeah.
Can I put a video? Can I put a video up?
Not until you can answer my question.
But then you can mock me about my video.
Well, no, not until you answer my
All right,
question.
and I agree with you. Now, can I put my video up?
I asked you a
whatever your
question.
question was, it's yeah. Can I put my video
So
up
you
now?
think the boat
What was
sank?
it?
I asked you, did the boat sink? Because we can't see the red lights on
Yeah.
the ship after it got to 19 kilometers out. So did the boat
Okay,
sink?
I agree. I agree. Whatever you. I agree with you. Whatever you want to say, I agree. Can I
I'm
put my
glad that you
video up
agree.
now?
Thanks for being here, Jibber Jabber. That's good. Like, y'all, that video is gonna do numbers on YouTube. That's such good content, y'all. That's so good. Peace Day might be the best video that I've ever produced. Might be the best debate clip that has ever or will ever appear on my channel. Like, that might be the best of all time even. All right, let's read some super chats. From Rodblow Alres with the 50 Mexican pesos, Mexican dollars. According to my experience, religions and conspiracies arise from a need for mystery and intrigue fueled by fear and boredom. Mystery solved. Yep, that's roughly true. From Ekipo with the €2, fourth motion, yearly parallax of closest stars. Well, that is, in some sense, the second motion, right? From Christopher Sanford with the £5. Blitz, I paid for the super chat. Why do you keep interrupting me? Let me speak, Blitz. Seriously, I'm paying for this. Shut up and let me finish. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Christopher. From Spamuels with the $5. Blimey, this bloke is belligerent. Indeed, he was. He was very belligerent. From House with the $5. Dr. Blitz, why are you muting me? Let me tell you something. Oh, I should have used that. That would have been so funny. Oh, that would have been so funny.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Would have been so funny. I need to work on my my sound effect game. Also, are tornadoes just farts amplified by my lack of understanding? Yes. Your lack of understanding amplifies the farts. From Ellie Ellis, or from Ellie Ells with the €2. Stop muting me. I will stop muting you now that he's gone. From D. Safaro with the $2. He didn't go to high school, he went to low school. Indeed. From House with the with the $5. If anything, sun would seem larger closer to the horizon due to an optical illusion. Gibber is denser than a black hole. Well, black holes don't have to be dense, but yes, he is denser than the black hole. Dude, the red lights disappear because of the fog? No, they don't. No, it's because they're lower. In fact, the red lights are at the lowest deck, and we can't see the lowest deck at that distance. From Normal Boy with the 59 Norwegian kroners, -1 point for the caller after that gotcha. He thought he got you, and bonus negative points for each pivot he did after he proved him wrong. Yep, he got negative, I think we calculated -5 points in total. And from Eat Some Shorts with the $5, there are 4 lights. Indeed there are. We got this. We can do this. We have the technology. Why is it muted? Why is it muted?
An intellectual challenge. This is your life. Take care.
Always a good episode. From Blancs with the $5. Calm down and let me interrupt you with something extremely stupid, Blitz. Jeez. Yeah, I should have just let him do it, right? Should have just let him do it. From Christopher Sanford with the £5. Wait. This guy thinks Zoom actually brings things closer? Oh my god, this is comical. He does. And he also thought that I could change the video. All right, that's all the super chats we got. Let me just double check for cash apps and things of that nature real quick. We did get a cash app from Connor for the $1. I love how humble and well-spoken you are. I appreciate that, but hopefully I didn't change your opinion of me by that performance. From John for the with the $35, very much appreciated, for the blitz.phd domain for a year. John, I hate to inform you of this. The blitz.phd domain costs $100 a year. That's the reality. It's a little on the pricey side. And from Shay with the $20 for small, far away. Yeah, the Father Ted bit is so funny, and not enough people have seen Father Ted. It's such a funny thing. Grimlock sent $10 for hydration. Teach me senpai had me dying. If only he would, right? If only he would teach little old me. All right, and I just want to double check. By the way, if you haven't already, make sure that you follow along on Twitch, following on both YouTube channels. There's the YouTube channel Blitz PhD and the YouTube channel Dr. Blitz Debunks. Follow along on TikTok. Wherever I am, make sure to follow along. If you want to see those, make sure to go to my website. My website, again, blitz.phd. Great domain. It's like perfect. If you want to see my website, pretty easy to get to. Here it is. Blitz.phd. Right? No .com, just .phd. There's a bunch of tabs and stuff. You can see my research if you want. It's like here, and you can see all the research papers that I've published, an overview. But if you want to support me, there's a way to do it, and that would just be by clicking one of these buttons down here. See, there's a Patreon and a Cash App and a Buy Me a Coffee link. These are all ways to support me, of course, if you want to. It's cute how proud of that URL he is. It is cute because it's so cool. All right, let's move on to our next guest. Yeah, the .phd is the price point. Also, it has a short URL name. The Blitz is only 5 letters, so it's pretty short. All right, let us bring up Kermit. Oh, I missed your super chat. Kermit, can you give me a sec? I just have to go hunt down a super chat from Daryl.
I just wanted to say that dude was hard to listen to.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, brother.
I'm gonna get off, but hey, I learned a lot. I didn't even know most of that stuff.
Now you do. Have a good one, Kermit.
All right, man.
Daryl, I'm not seeing your super chat. If one of my mods could post it in the live chat, that'd be really helpful. I don't know how I missed it. Yeah, I don't see it coming through anywhere. I'm so sorry, Daryl. If you want to DM me on TikTok, or if you want to DM me on Discord or something like that, feel free to ask me it, and I'm happy to answer your question. Yeah, now I feel pretty bad. I'm sorry, Daryl. I don't know where it went. I don't want to... Okay, well, Daryl, feel free to DM me or something and we can get something sorted. Sorry about that. From Jamnik with the $2, my wee-wee isn't small, it's far away. There you go. It should be far away. Keep it far away from people unless there's consent. Let's bring up Conflict, who apparently claims to be a scientist. Love to hear this. Conflict, how's it going?
Yo, what's up, dude?
Conflict, how old are you?
I am 19.
Okay, and you're a scientist.
Yeah.
You must have been.
I'm not a scientist.
Very
I'm
precocious.
there. I'm going there.
You're
so
going
basically,
there, okay.
where did you get this idea that the Earth
Wait a minute,
is
Conflict.
round?
Conflict. What shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's flat.
Okay, you think it's flat. Okay, cool. So what did you ask? You asked what?
Where did you get your idea that the Earth is round?
Oh, from all of the scientific evidence that's available to me.
Or maybe, have you ever thought that maybe you got brainwashed into it?
How would I get brainwashed into
like you've been
observing a
indoctrinated,
Foucault
like all
pendulum?
Like all these facts you're presenting, they like hold nothing.
So I've seen a Foucault pendulum with my own 2 eyes. I've watched I've watched people conduct a Cavendish experiment, and I've conducted one myself. It was kind of non-sophisticated, but like, how am I getting brainwashed by things I've seen myself?
Because these things you're seeing,
myself.
they're not actual proof. I can present actual proof.
So the Foucault pendulum is... Do you know what it is? Do you know what a Foucault pendulum is?
No.
Okay. So how do you know it's not actual proof?
Because it's most scientists or like people with PhDs, like they just basically their facts, they get it from their ass. They just say.
So
they
you
just
don't
repeat
know.
what they
So
heard.
so how do you know what a Foucault pendulum is?
I don't know what that is, but I do know that.
So
the
how
Earth
do you
is
know it's
flat, and
fake?
I can back it
How
up.
do you know the Foucault pendulum is fake, or isn't evidence? If you don't know what it is,
can I tell you?
Yeah, please tell me how you know the Foucault pendulum is not real evidence. Please start by addressing what the Foucault pendulum is and which parts do not contribute to the evidence that's available.
Before I get there, can I start with this? Do you know what neo-libertarian flangism is?
Damn it, he got us. You guys baited me. You baited me. You told me that he was a scientist. You baited me. I got you baited. It was so good. You know what? Don't even ban him. He earned that. He earned that one. Yeah, he might be the goat of trolling. From Ellie L's with the €5. Honestly, a bit out of the loop. I did notice you saying your government name in a video and was surprised your actual name is Blitz. So cool, actually. Yeah. So since I launched the website, which was about a month ago, you know, we are now de-anonymized. Somebody asked what was the gut. So neo-libertarian phalangism is like a meme political philosophy. There's just like a bunch of people who use this as like a troll for Parker. You guys know Parker, get a job. People will basically come up and ask him his thoughts on neo-libertarian phalangism, and it's just like a bit. And he got me by getting to say the bit. He baited me into letting him say the bit. All right, let's bring up do I have any guests? No, I have no guests on Discord. Let's bring up Duda Dippity. Is that a word? Is that a name?
Hey.
Duda Dippity. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Duda Dippity. What shape do you think the Earth is?
Well, first of all, it's not round.
Okay. What shape? Well,
you'd be dumb to think
that wasn't my question. My question was, what shape do you think it is? Not what shape do you think it's not?
It's an oblate spheroid, obviously.
All right.
It's not round.
Go on. Get off. By the way, oblate spheroids are round. Obviously. Y'all, mods, ban him. He's gone. He's gone. Get him out of here. He's been had. You mods, you're doing your great. So currently the guest box is empty. I guess all of the flat earthers who were watching were so embarrassed by jibber jabber that they just dipped out of the guest box, because we did have like 10 or so guests and they all left because I guess they didn't want to be associated with the embarrassing demonstration that jibber jabber gave. All right, let's talk to Xavier. Xavier, how's it going?
Oh, sorry about that. That was an accident.
All right. Thanks for being here. Let's talk to Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, hello?
Does whatever a chainsaw can. How's it going? What shape do you think the Earth is?
I think the Earth is flat.
Why do you think so?
Well, for one, I don't believe in gravity, first of all. So
Yep.
I'm not sure how the Earth would form itself.
Why do things
into
fall
a sphere.
down?
Because the Earth is moving upwards.
Oh, you're not a flat earther. It's a good troll, though. Good troll attempt.
No, I am.
No, I mean, it's a good troll attempt. Flat earthers don't think the Earth is moving upwards anymore. Yeah, like they think that it's due to density and buoyancy. Yeah, he was pretty clearly trolling. Yeah, like that's what I think that some flat earthers like 30 years ago used to say that, but they don't think that anymore. Oh. No, they don't believe in gravity either. They just think that there's buoyancy and density or something, and then they say something about electromagnetism, but it doesn't actually like do what they want. So currently, the guest box is empty. You should actually get a nose ring now to gaslight that guy. That'd be so funny. So currently we are. Do you guys ever have a feeling that something's on your teeth, but I don't actually think anything is on my teeth? I don't know how something would have gotten on my teeth just now. Because it's not like I was eating. I have to shave my teeth once a week. That is psychotic, by the way. I literally brushed my teeth before the live stream. All right, the people have spoken. Jibber Jabber, do you want to come back up? Jibber Jabber, if you want to come back up, you can. I promise. I won't mute you. I'll let you show your video. Oh, it is hair time, you're right. All right, y'all, it doesn't seem like he wants to come up. Anyway, I wasn't gonna let him talk, and I also wasn't going to, I wasn't gonna let him show his video. I was just gonna mute him, and then when he tried to turn on his camera, I was gonna turn it off. Don't worry. Don't worry, I was just gonna do a little bit of light trolling. We do a little bit of light trolling here. All right, let us talk to IJLMD. IJLMD. IJLMD, how's it going? That was kind of loud. TikTok mods, please do your thing. Get him out of here. And he's gone. Don't worry, we'll get him there. Well, look, scared my dog. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Caleb is a light snack for Blitz. Well, look. I don't know if you learned from your parents, but you're not supposed to eat rotten food. So why would I snack on something so rotten? Let's talk to Rob Noxious. Rob Noxious, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Rob Noxious, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Curve. It's flat.
Why do you think so?
Because I have never seen no curve. Where's the curve at? Show me a picture of the curve.
Okay. How about a video? Would that be better?
Whatever you can do, show me the curve.
Yeah, okay. One sec. Here it is. Actually, do we like the... Yeah, let's do the mesos.
Best one you got. Show me the curviest.
One sec. Let me pull it up. Actually, we can do even better than that. Let's do this one.
We're about to go full curved in here.
I know that there is a...
Look how many there is, everybody. Look how fast you can pull it up.
There's a specific one I'm looking for. I'm just looking through my...
I know. I know.
Oh, you do? Okay. I think it's called Mage. Because there's a really nice... Yeah, here it is.
It's hard to choose from thousands, right? Because there's thousands
there's
of
one
them,
that's
right?
like there's one that's like really, really obvious because they did a really good job controlling for it. Here, let me show you.
Yeah. Okay, here comes the full curve, guys. Get ready for the full curve.
Yep. See that curve?
Okay, can you show me the curve? Where's it at? Point it out.
It's this bit here.
Oh, the fisheye lens curve. I got you.
Oh, okay. So if it was a fisheye lens, wouldn't these taut ropes, wouldn't they also be curving?
Oh, there's ropes in space?
These are attached to the balloon in front of the camera.
Oh, in space, huh?
Oh, this is on a high altitude balloon.
That looks about 130,000 feet, right?
Probably around there. It's 38,000 meters.
Yeah. How cold is it up there?
I don't know. Seems kind of irrelevant. Oh, actually it says in this photo, it's 5.5 degrees Celsius. Apparently.
Not that cold, actually. Not that cold, right?
Apparently not. But look, instead of trying to deflect, here you see the curvature, and then you see some taut strings. You see some taut strings. See, these are strings, they're taut. They're
So
in
now,
front of the camera.
Yeah, so now we're down to
So-
smaller theory. So the Earth is
No.
small now because
No.
that really is like a tiny visualization of the Earth looking down on it.
No,
And you're
this
telling me
is
you can see
quite
the
this is
curve.
quite a large Earth actually. That's why the curve is so
Well,
slight.
no, the Earth is big, but you can't see the curve. But now you can see it in a small picture.
Well, I can make the picture bigger or smaller. That's that's not
No,
that's not
no,
really
no,
important. The
no,
important point is
no,
that you
you
can see
can't-
the curve from 38 kilometers up, and you can tell that
I
it's
don't believe
not.
that to be a curved.
Oh, you don't think that? Wait, you don't think that that's curved?
No.
Do you want me to like get out paint and show you that it's curved? Would that help?
No.
Like, look, from your voice, it sounds like you're kind of old. Have you like checked your prescription recently for your glasses? Because like that's obviously curved. And if you don't think it's curved, I guess I can prove it to you that it is. Let me.
That's not a picture of curvature. You're just showing a curved object. We don't know what that's looking at. Where's that looking?
It's looking at the planet, obviously. So here's the planet, and I'm gonna draw a thin line.
Just dismiss that point. Dismiss that one. I got you.
What point? You didn't have a point.
We don't even know what we're looking at.
So there is a line, a straight line in paint connecting one edge. Let me make it a little bit smaller so you can see. All the way to the other edge.
If the line is straight, then why is it broken in segments?
Because it's tilted. We can go to a more sophisticated software if
So
you
it's
want.
tilted straight. It's tilted straight.
Tilted can be straight. Yeah, you can have a straight line that's tilted.
Oh, so level can not be level.
I
got
said
you. Level can
said
be
straight,
curved.
not level.
Yeah, but level can be curved too, right? You probably believe that too, right?
Well, sure. Yeah, you can have something that's level that's on a curved surface. Yeah.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, because he has to use it to explain the oceans that are always level.
So
at rest.
why is the horizon here? Why is that higher than the straight line connecting the two ends of the horizon?
Perspective.
Oh,
perspective
perspective is why the Earth curves. Ah, it's perspective. The magical,
No,
the
I didn't say
magical
that's why
out
the
that
Earth
flat
curves.
earthers
That's why it
always
curves in the
use, the
picture.
magical out that flat earthers always use that they don't understand, and they just think that it gets them an escape from everything. Right? You can just
No,
say
perspective of
perspective.
the
You can just
picture.
say perspective. Perspective of what? What part of the picture is making it appear curved? How is it that perspective is doing that? Perspective isn't magic. It's a very specific optical phenomenon. So explain to me what part about perspective is making this appear curved?
Oh,
What
easily.
feature of
I'd like to do
perspective?
it. Bring it back up, because obviously you don't understand perspective or anything about it. So I'll help you out.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah.
By the way, here's the original image if you care for it. This is just an overlay.
Yeah, we don't need a line, the self-imposed line to prove something, you know.
Well, I mean,
So
it does
that's a fallacy.
prove that it's curved, right? You,
No,
like
that's
the
begging
line,
the
the line
question.
is curved, and it's not begging the question. I don't think you know what that means. The line is curved, and the line is just laid on top of the image, so
It's a logical fallacy.
Obviously, it's curved. I don't think you know what that word means. I guess it's a phrase, but you know.
No, I do. And I just think that the Earth is measured flat. All miles are flat,
well, so
kilometers are
then-
flat, inches.
What?
The Earth is
sorry,
measured flat.
what? Miles are flat? What
The
does
Earth-
that mean?
Yes, miles
What
are
is-
flat.
what does that mean?
All measurements to prove
What
your
does it
globe
mean
are
for a
flat
mile?
Earth.
What does it mean for a mile to be flat?
Measurements are flat. All measurements
What
are
does
flat.
it mean for a mile to be flat? What
A
does that
mile
mean?
is flat. It's a
What does
flat.
that mean?
It's a flat measurement.
What does that mean?
It means that it's a flat measurement.
Wait a minute. So, do you think that we can measure the
Spurgeon.
circumference? Oh, you can't say that. Do you think that we can measure the circumference of a circle in miles?
Absolutely.
Okay, is the circumference of a circle flat? Or is it curved?
Perspective-wise, it's perspective-wise. It's actually that's begging the question right there. That's begging the question.
What's
You
begging
want
the
to beg in
question?
the question?
Can you explain to
The
me what
question
begging
you
the
just
question is,
asked me
please?
about. I can explain to you what you just did. You just asked me. You presupposed a measurement that you don't know of, and you don't know because I'm telling you that it's irrelevant. Earth is measured flat. Miles are flat. Measurements are flat. All measurements are derived from Polaris from an elevation angle to
Is
sea
this a
level.
troll? Do you guys think that this is a troll? Because it might just be like a really talented troll.
No. Every measurement is derived from Polaris on an angle measurement parallel to the sea level.
Yeah, so can you measure in miles or centimeters or inches or whatever? Can you measure the circumference of a circle?
You can measure them flat. You can whatever you're measuring flat.
Can you measure the circumference of a circle?
I don't know. I'm
Do you
talking
know
about, I'm
what
talking
do you know
about
what a
measuring things
circumference
flat.
is?
Yes.
Okay. Can you measure it? If there was like a circle, could you measure the circumference of the circle?
Sure.
Okay, is a circle flat or is it curved?
Depends what kind of circle.
Does it depend on the kind of circle?
Yeah, because you're trying to say that all circles are spheres and all spheres are circles.
That's not what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's measured flat. The Earth is measured flat.
I know that that's what you say, but I'm not sure you even know what a measurement is if you think that miles are flat.
All measurements are taken to Polaris through the ray of the elevation angle parallel to the sea level.
Do you know how the meter is defined?
On a flat Earth.
Do you know how the meter is defined? At least up until recently,
You
do you know
know
how the
about-
meter was defined?
Do you know?
He's gonna dodge. He's gonna dodge.
Do you know the image of a ferrocell magnet? Have you ever heard of that? In the image of a ferrocell magnet?
Oh, Rob is a glober and likes to stir up doo-doo to provide engagement. I used to frequent a Discord server he's in. Oh.
No, he didn't. This guy's a liar. He doesn't know me. I never met him.
Mods
Fuck
ban
you,
him.
Dr. Peck. Fuck you, Dr. Peck.
Mods ban him. Appreciate that, Pat. Thank you for the $5 and for letting me know that Rob is a troll. Ban him. Yeah, he did sound like a troll. Right, like. All right. Oh, there was somebody in the guest chat. He is a legit FLERF too. Wait. Okay. Now I'm not so sure. But anyway. Oh, Gladiator's back. Gladiator, you're back for a third spanking?
Hello.
A third spanking, I see, right?
A third?
Yeah,
There's been three already.
Yeah, this would be the third spanking.
Well, no, I joined the live and I saw you were showing that guy like a high altitude curvature.
Uh-huh.
But
did we already talk about that one, or did you want to get spanked on that? Like, it's up to you.
Well, no, I mean that's the reason I requested up, was just because I mean you didn't
we
also
can talk
mention
about
that there's clearly going to be like barrel distortion on those cameras, right?
Oh, if there were, and we can talk about this again. I don't know what's so hard to understand about this, but yeah, one sec. If there were barrel distortion, then it would be the case that these taut strings, see how there's strings here? Those two lines? Those taut strings would also be distorted. That's what the strings are there to show, that there isn't barrel distortion.
No, but you see, if you showed a video of that, right? Like, I can guarantee you that the entire video of that.
You mean the video that we can look at?
And warp. Yeah.
So again, pay attention to these strings. The strings are a measure of how much distortion there is, right? If the strings are distorted, then if the strings bend up, then that means that images that are bending up should be curved upwards from barrel distortion. If the string bends down, that means that the thing should bend down due to barrel distortion. But look, they're not bent.
Or they can bend on the side very slightly. Like
Right, but we were talking about
lens.
a thing that looks like this, and so that's not going to be caused by side barrel distortion. That'll be caused by up-down barrel distortion.
Okay,
right?
so you notice here in this video, right? You can literally see.
Let's go up to 38,000 kilometers.
You can see the Earth warp.
Or
No, you should
38,000
have just gone
meters.
back there.
Well, no, I'm just scooting to a higher altitude.
Okay. Or maybe it'll show it again. You see? Oh, look, pause it there. Pause it there.
Hold on, I'm just going to a higher
That was
altitude.
perfect because that showed a concave Earth. Right?
Oh, did it? Where?
Yeah, because the Earth was looking concave, and obviously the Earth isn't concave.
Where?
I mean,
Where
I know
is it
some people
looking
think it is,
concave?
but I don't.
Where?
Oh, well, yeah, you had it. It was like in the corner. It showed the Earth.
Oh, you mean like up
There,
here?
there, right there. Look at that. Look at that. So in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's not concave.
That's clearly concave.
It's
not
clearly
flat.
not. It's actually
bending
positively
upwards.
curved.
It's very hard to see because it's like blending in with like the white part of the YouTube tab, but it is clearly like concave. So that shows that there is.
We can leave it. We can leave it to chat. But why don't we just go to the place where it's at its highest altitude, and then you can just tell me. So it's highest at like right around here. Here we go. And again, pay attention to the strings, right?
Right, but you do understand like how strings that are much closer to you in like the foreground aren't going to be warped by the lens.
Yes, they will. Actually, they'll be warped the exact same amount, which is why this is a good experiment.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, they would.
They wouldn't. Anyone can actually recreate this. Just do the same thing.
The angular deviation would be the exact same. Because a lens doesn't know how far away something is. A lens just picks up light that's entering it. And so so all that it cares about is the angular deviation. So we can see that it's like obviously curved,
right. It gets more curved as you point the lens down. So there is clearly... So what kind of lens is this if you're saying that there isn't any sort of distortion?
He goes over it. He goes over it all in the actual video. Like he has a summary of this, but he says that there's the up-facing balloon cam. That's a GoPro Hero 3. That's this one. Then he has the rear-facing wide cam. That's a GoPro Hero 4. That's that one. That one's going to have a lot of barrel distortion. And then he says the main Mage experimental narrow angle 90-degree cam is a Firefly 8SE 90-degree.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally see.
So the point is that if there's barrel distortion, if the thing is in the bottom part of the frame, it should be curving up, not down. But if we just go look at this example where the Earth is
not halfway up the screen, so
if you go look in the example, the Earth is in the bottom half of the frame, and yet it is still curving in the opposite direction of barrel distortion that it would be curving from barrel distortion, right? It's curving in the opposite direction, so this can't be due to barrel distortion.
Yeah, so as you play the video, you can clearly see the Earth get more convex.
Do you have an answer to what I just said? If this was due to barrel distortion, then it should be curving in the other direction.
No, because you have it pointed down.
Barrel distortion curves things in the bottom half of the frame up and things in the top half of the frame down. Here we have something curving down while in the bottom half of the frame.
So
if it was due to barrel distortion, then it should curve up. It doesn't, actually. You're just saying that it does.
Well, you didn't want to pause on those moments. You're like,
how am I supposed to? Well, so why not you go and do this and actually go
we've
find
got the video right here.
Right. So you like here's an example of it
being
being
way
curved.
more flat there. Why does it look more flat there?
I mean, it's definitely curved. I can pull it up in Paint. We can grab a screen grab.
No, but compared to the image you were showing before, there was clearly more curvature in that one there. So
it's like the same amount. You just have to go from white to white.
Clearly isn't. And as you point the barrel, it goes down. And if it keeps going up, it's going to get flat, and then it starts to go concave.
It's not concave anyway. So to be clear, in this photo, this is a still from that video. Why is it curved in this direction? Do you have an explanation?
No, probably not. To be honest, not off the top of my head. No.
Because it can't be due to barrel distortion because it's on the wrong side of the camera.
I mean, I'd really need to look into the specific video.
You should.
I've never seen it.
He has a whole he documents the whole thing.
But it's just I know that all cameras do impose curvature. Like that's just they do, right? So
well, not necessarily. No.
Yes.
Okay. Prove it.
Well, I am. I'm gonna go actually research this because I do find this stuff interesting. That's why I have doubts about this. And I don't know. For me personally, it's more. I do think a lot of people who think this conversation is stupid. They don't even know anything about where they live.
I mean, the thing is if you were being intellectually honest, you wouldn't immediately try to say, "Oh, it's barrel distortion. Oh, it's barrel distortion," instead of actually looking into it. Because it's obviously
I've just never seen this specific video. All the videos I have seen,
it's demonstrably not barrel distortion because you're seeing the curve on the bottom half of the frame. It can't be barrel distortion.
Just from my point of view, every time I have seen a video and I go and research it, there is clearly barrel distortion when I play the video myself.
That's great.
Okay, you might be right on this one. I'll go check it. Okay. Yeah, but again, it's just this one video. It's not going to be enough. There's too much There's too many other issues with the whole model, really.
Yeah, so what about, what did we talk about last time? Do you remember?
Oh, my bad, I muted myself. No, I don't.
Did we happen to talk about the Foucault pendulum?
Yeah, actually, I think we might have touched on that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so did you look into it anymore?
Yeah. We were talking about eliminating the electrostatics in it, right?
No, that's the Cavendish
experiment. Is that a different one? Oh, that's the Cavendish, right? That's the Cavendish.
So are you familiar with the Foucault pendulum?
They're very similar, right?
No, not at all.
Well, they are. They're just balls on string, right?
I mean, I guess.
But in Cavendish, you got two of them. So they are like, very similar.
Well, you have
funny
four
how
of them
those
in
are the only
Cavendish.
two proofs for the Earth's motion. But
no, you can also use a Coulomb or a Compton generator. You can use a gyroscope. You can use, well, you probably don't want to use stuff that looks at the sky. Anything that has a Coriolis that you can measure the Coriolis effect for, all shows the motion of the Earth. Now,
this is the issue.
If you don't want to talk about the Foucault pendulum, we can.
No, I do.
Oh, you want to talk about the Foucault pendulum? Okay.
This is what I researched.
Yeah, sure.
And specifically,
you
what you just
researched
said
the Foucault
then,
pendulum. Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
We said that the Coriolis effect actually affects. Is proof of the Earth's rotation, right? Or the Earth's motion.
It's proof of non-inertial behavior for the surface of the Earth. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yes. So I also researched that would be perfectly explainable where if the sky just moved around us and we were stationary, there'd be a transfer of energy. Well, there'd be a transfer of energy down towards us.
How? What's transferring the energy?
It would create like a vortex. Well, if there was a motion,
what is the medium that is transferring this energy?
It's called Mach's principle. Right? It's called Mach's principle.
Mach's principle is not an explanation. That's just the name of a principle.
Yeah, it's the idea that literally if what we observed, by the way, we all observe the Earth to be stationary and the sky to move around us on a first-hand basis, right? So if that was true, there would be a transfer of energy from the sky down to the Earth.
Oh no, that's not what Mach's principle is. You're
referring
to the lens-Thirring effect, which is an explanation for Mach's principle, which, by the way, assumes general relativity is true. And if you assume general relativity is true, then the Earth is a sphere.
I don't assume general relativity.
So then you can't rely on Mach's principle.
That shit just does not work.
Then you can't rely on Mach's principle.
Well, it's just an idea. It's just a framework. But the basic idea makes sense.
So no, it doesn't.
I can maybe give an example.
You need to propose some sort of mechanism that explains why things in motion would feel this extra apparent force called the Coriolis force, but things not in motion would not feel it.
Okay, so an example is, imagine you have like
I don't want an example. I want an explanation.
Yeah, this is an explanation. You have a bathtub full of water. If you wave your hand above the water, you can affect the motion of the water
wind.
through a transfer of
That's called wind.
If there's a certain medium between us and the sky, right? Mm-hmm. Which we can't verify. You think is a vacuum, even though you can't verify that. That's cool.
Sure, you can.
No, you can't at all.
Sure, you can. You can. I mean, it's not. It's pretty easy to verify. You can send stuff there. But that's neither here nor there. So I agree that wind can make things like if you flick your hand above some water, the water will ripple or whatever, right?
But you're not actually touching the water.
The problem with that explanation is that would affect things that are both moving and things that are stationary. But the Coriolis effect only affects things that are moving. That's the thing that you need the explanation for.
But to what? How much does it affect them? Like, does a sniper have to really account for it?
I'm not a sniper. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I imagine that snipers probably. I imagine snipers probably don't.
In a hot air balloon?
I imagine that snipers probably don't. I know that. I know for a fact from speaking to people who have actually been artillery calculate. I don't know what the official title is. The people who calculate trajectories for artillery, they definitely do. Yeah. They definitely do account for the Coriolis effect.
Yeah. But again, we established the Coriolis effect can be created.
No, not until you can account for the fact. Not until you can account for the fact that that doesn't affect anything that's just sitting still on the ground.
Well, why would it?
Well, if your
water
is still
stuff that's sat still on the ground.
That's the prediction.
We're talking
of the
about
model.
the same Coriolis effect.
If the water is still and you move your hand over it, the water will move even if it started out stationary. Right.
So imagine the water.
So your explanation can't account for why things aren't affected by the Coriolis effect when they're stationary.
It's the same reason that they're not. We're explaining the same Coriolis effect. We're just saying
we're not. You don't have a mechanism. I have a mechanism.
I do. The mechanism is the sky rotating around.
How would the sky rotating make something move? How would the sky rotating around something make something? Please, Gladiator. One sec. Your claim is that the sky is moving in a way, and it like pushes on stuff, right?
It doesn't have to physically push on stuff.
It pushes on stuff in the same way that wind or electrostatics or whatever pushes on stuff, right?
Right.
If there is some force that is being caused from the motion of the sky above us, you need to explain why that force only works on things that are moving along the ground. It doesn't work on things that are sitting still on the ground.
Yeah, but why would it?
Because the force doesn't know what things are moving and what things are not. It's coming from the sky. The sky doesn't know what's going on the ground. It's just applying a force. It should, if your model is correct, it should affect everything, right?
It has a very little effect. Like,
it has zero effect on stationary things, and it has a measurable effect on non-stationary things. So why is it 0 when the thing is stationary?
I don't know what's so hard to grasp about this. It's just
you need to provide a mechanism. It's not enough to just say, well, why would it? No, you have to explain why it distinguishes between moving things and non-moving things.
the same reason the Coriolis effect doesn't.
The reason why the Coriolis effect doesn't distinguish is because the Earth is in a non-inertial reference frame, and from the law of inertia, a thing would not, and you can work out the explicit mathematics here. There is no actual force being applied from the from the Earth moving. It's just a result of the things moving in a non-straight line path on the surface of the Earth, because the surface of the Earth is curved. But you don't have that, so you can't appeal to the same explanation.
So if the whole universe was rotating around us, it wouldn't create some sort of force.
It would if general relativity is true. If general relativity is not true, then you have no mechanism to explain why that would happen.
Why is that?
Because the only reason it happens in general relativity is because space-time itself gets twisted, and the trajectory of an object.
That's what you believe.
Well, that's the general relativistic explanation.
Okay.
That's how you're getting that claim. You need some other. Well, okay. So then you need to demonstrate that, because we understand. We understand how magnetism works. Magnetism is a really understood force.
It.
So show me how. Show me how magnetism is the thing that's responsible for the Coriolis effect. By the way, one way you could do this. One way you could do this is you could try doing a Coriolis experiment for two different things, one of which is iron, which is very magnetic, and one of which is, say, plastic, which is not magnetic. Launch them along the same trajectory and measure the Coriolis force and see, are they affected in the same way? Because if they're affected in the same way, then it can't be magnetism.
All right.
Also, by the way, just as a check here, if it were magnetism, then the Coriolis effect wouldn't affect clouds, which is what hurricanes are made out of.
No, I'm talking about what's making the sky rotate.
Here's the thing. The Coriolis effect is what causes the hurricanes to rotate the way they do, and clouds aren't magnetic.
Well, no, but if the sky was rotating above us, there would be like a vortex created above us.
Okay, what's the mechanism by which it acts? How does it work?
How does the universe work is what you're asking.
I'm asking you to provide me a mechanism, not just a
vibe.
vibe.
What I enjoy in this conversation is pointing out how ridiculous
I'm asking for more. Wait, my side is ridiculous when you're telling
how the universe works.
I'm asking you to give me a mechanism rather than just a vibe.
I can theorize.
Wait, okay, so do you have any experimental evidence that provides?
You say, hey, what's making the sky move around us? What's making the galaxies move? You say it's the bending and warping of space-time.
Which is measurable, by the way.
You can't prove that to me.
Yeah, it's measurable.
But I could prove magnetism to you.
So to be clear, the Coriolis effect
and it makes more sense.
To be clear, the Coriolis effect is easily seen in a smaller setting. You can see it just like in a it doesn't even have to be the Coriolis effect of the Earth. You can see the Coriolis effect on anything that's rotating, and we demonstrate this in in classrooms all the time. I can show you a video really quick.
Okay.
Hold on.
I mean, it actually does make more sense.
Hold up. I'm going to show you the Coriolis effect. I just want to find the right video. This one's decent. It's not
a demonstration of the bending and warping of space-time.
It's just non-inersal motion.
Okay, so you don't have that.
I'm not claiming to show you a demonstration of the bending and warping of space-time. I'm claiming
to
show you the Coriolis.
I can show you a demonstration of
Coriolis effect, dumbass. What are you doing?
What we're talking about as a whole is the sky's rotation.
You just want to deflect to something that you know that you just want to deflect
to
something that's harder to demonstrate.
It's so relevant. I'm saying
it's really not. It's not relevant. It's not relevant for the Coriolis effect.
Maybe I can explain my point for 10 seconds.
No, you may not. I'm going to show you a video really quick.
Oh, okay.
So here we have just four friends. They're just four lovely friends. They're sitting on they're sitting on something that's like a Ferris wheel or whatever it's called. And it spins, right? And so they're going to toss a ball. So here we have this person's going to try to throw a ball at their friend, right, across the way. That's the direct. So they're just going to push it towards their friend, right?
Right.
And so now it's just asking us a question. blah, 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 blah. Okay, so now, here it is from our perspective on the ground. She's going to toss it to her friend. Why did it go to the person to her right? How did that work? What was going on there? Why didn't it go across?
Yeah.
Now, let's watch it from her perspective, you know, from above. Watch, so she's throwing it straight. Oh, why does it curve? What's going on there?
Okay.
Why is it curving away? Well, that's crazy.
Because the ground they're on is moving. Yeah.
You mean the spinning thing is moving?
Yeah, the spinning thing.
Yeah, so that's the Coriolis effect.
Okay, I'm not saying.
And notably,
the thing is, this is the issue. I'm not even saying that can't be an explanation.
By the way, notably,
I'm simply providing my explanation for it, and you're
notably. Notice the ball when the ball is not moving, like when it's just in her hand, it's not being deflected. It's only once it's moving is it deflected.
Right. So
see how when he caught it, it's not being deflected anymore. It's just from his perspective, it's just sitting there stationary. There's no extra force on it. It's only when it's moving that it's deflected. So that's the phenomenon that we see. That's the phenomenon we see in the real world.
How fast are they
from the
going
Coriolis effect? They're rotating.
How fast are they going?
They're rotating really fast. Also, by the way, somebody mentioned also this ball isn't magnetic, right? So it can't be magnetism that's doing that. So the point is that we have something where stationary with respect to the non-inertial reference frame, there's no force. When a thing is moving with respect to a non-inertial reference frame, there is an apparent force. We call that the Coriolis effect. That's what's happening in this video, and that's exactly what we measure in like the exact same mathematics describes this video as describes what we measure in the real world when we measure the Coriolis effect for like long-range artillery, for example. So why is it that the same thing? Why is it that the same thing? So here it was spinning that caused this motion. Why is it that the same mathematics describes the spinning motion here and describes what we see on the Earth?
Okay, but do we ever see stuff act like that on the Earth? The way that the ball?
No, the Coriolis effect is a lot more dramatic here because it's spinning a lot faster.
Well, we're spinning like 1,000 miles per hour.
The Coriolis effect only cares about angular velocity, not tangential velocity. Like, you know, no physicists really care about tangential velocity. The angular velocity of the Earth is very slow. It's 15 degrees per hour. Here, it was rotating, I don't know, I can estimate it. It looks like, I don't know, like 300 degrees per second, maybe 200 degrees per second. So orders of magnitude faster. So that's why the Coriolis effect is more dramatic here, but it's the same mathematics that describes it.
Okay.
So why does the same mathematics describe this obvious rotating example and the Earth?
Okay, and there's examples that are described of how the Earth rotating would create the same effect. Sorry, the sky rotating.
Okay, what's the example? What's the math behind it that makes it work?
I don't know the math. I'm not.
So then why do you think it's true? Because physics is an empirical science. We make predictions, we use mathematics, and we make measurements.
So, but they still believe it.
Those people aren't the people that should be calling in to defend.
But I actually probably know more about the globe than they do. So.
Those people shouldn't be calling in to defend the globe, and if you don't know the math, you shouldn't be calling in to defend the flat Earth.
Okay, so by that logic, do you know what is causing the sky to rotate around us?
Yes, the Earth's rotation.
But all the galaxies are moving around us.
Yeah, the Earth's rotation. The Earth is rotating. Those things are doing whatever they're doing, and we're rotating. So from our perspective, it looks like they're moving.
Mm-hmm. What's moving it?
What's moving the Earth?
No, the whole universe. What's moving?
The Earth isn't. The whole Earth isn't moving. The Earth is rotating.
Well, we're moving through the universe, aren't we? We're
Sure.
not static in the universe.
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole universe is moving.
No.
Expanding, right?
Well, that's true. It is expanding. Yeah.
Okay, so what's causing that?
What's causing that is something called an ekpyrotic field.
What's that?
It's a kind of scalar quantum field, and it has a certain potential energy function.
That's very vague. Can you get
It's not
specific?
vague. Yeah,
Can you provide a demonstration? Like, what is that?
What, you want me to go provide a demonstration of a field in my office? It's called an ekpyrotic field. It has a certain kind of potential energy function that is exponential during the descent phase. What else do you want? This is a very well-defined, explicit thing.
So you can just say
You asked me a question. I gave you an answer.
Explain something. But if I said that about magnetism, you're like, you have to demonstrate.
I could give you all the mathematics for it.
Story.
I can give you all the mathematics for it if you want. I can show you how it matches the data.
Math describes shit.
I can show you how it. Well, no, the ekpyrotic field explains it. The mathematics correctly describes it, and it matches the data.
No, but you can't verify that explanation at all. That's just like, what is that? You need to explain.
I'm sorry that it's
explain to a
over
layman.
your head. It's
Okay, so
not,
explain
there's
it to me.
nothing. There's nothing vague about it. It's a particular.
Explain
it's a
it to me like
particular
you'd
kind.
explain it to a layman.
I wouldn't explain it to a layman because it's not super relevant to their life. An
Oh, come
ecprotic
on.
field
How
is
the
a
whole
specific
universe
kind
is
of quantum
expanding? We're
field.
talking about the nature of our reality, so let's not play that game.
Yeah,
We're
no,
in
the
alive
fact that the
talking about
universe is
nature of our
expanding,
reality.
the fact that the universe
So
is expanding
explain it
is
to me.
completely unrelated to most people's
No,
lives.
I'm trying to prove a point that.
Also, by the way, just to be clear, even if there was no ecprotic field, the universe could still be expanding from inertia. This is what people thought before 1997.
But what is causing the universe to expand?
I mean, if this was before 1997, I would just say inertia.
Inertia.
Yeah, that's what I would say before 1997. We know better now.
So inertia just created the universe to expand. It just made
the reason why it was still expanding, at least according to people before 1997, is that it was rapidly expanding a long time ago, and what the expansion that we're seeing now is inertia, meaning that it's just carrying on expanding.
The force that created that to happen.
Oh, so to be clear, you're asking me questions like what caused the Big Bang, and I'm just asking you to explain why the Coriolis effect works. This is not the same.
Yeah. Because you can't explain that.
I can give you explanations, but these are not the same class. These are not the same class of explanations. I don't claim to know what caused the Big Bang.
Then I don't claim to know what moved the sky. I said it was a ridiculous question in the first place to explain how the whole universe
is it that you said that it creates a vortex and that's what causes the Coriolis effect?
Because that's a viable, possible explanation. I didn't say it's fact.
It's not viable.
It is. Because I gave a demonstration.
The only way that it's viable.
If you wave your hand above water without touching the water.
The only way that you can show it's
energy.
viable is to show that the mathematical model that corresponds to that explanation matches the data. You haven't done that. It's not viable. It's a shower thought.
Yeah. It's like the Big Bang's a shower thought.
The Big Bang has more data than your flat Earth ever will.
The universe. It's all just like unfounded theories. I mean, you're cool to believe it.
It's funny that you say it's all unfounded theories when you say that there is a magical magnetic vortex that somehow causes things to move,
so
like waving your hand above the water.
What's dark energy?
Dark energy is the ecprotic field.
Okay, so but what is it?
It's a scalar field. It's a scalar quantum field. That's the kind of thing that it is.
You do understand you're not explaining.
I'm telling you exactly what it is. You just don't have the background knowledge to understand that is an explanation of the kind of thing that it is.
No one understands what it is. They wouldn't be able to describe what it actually is.
That's fair.
You're not defining anything.
Maybe that's true, that people wouldn't understand it. That doesn't mean it's not an explanation. I've already given you a complete description of what the ecprotic field is. I just told you it's an ecprotic field.
You know what dark energy is.
I personally know.
Whoa.
Yep. It's an ecprotic field.
Whoa. That's crazy. So when are you going to get like your Nobel Peace Prize?
Nobel Peace Prizes aren't awarded in physics.
Are they not? That's kind of lame. Wait, is that true?
Yeah, it is true, dumbass. It's not a Nobel Peace Prize. That's awarded for peace, not physics.
Yeah, but, you know.
Get out of here. Get out of here, gladiator. By the way, just as an aside, no, of course we don't know for certain that the dark energy field is an ecprotic field. But the fact is we know that it's an ecprotic field more than he knows that the magical vortex is the cause of the Coriolis effect. The ecprotic field is something that's been talked about by Neil Turok, Paul Steinhardt, and it does a pretty good job accounting for the phenomena that we have. But no, of course this is not definitive. I was doing a little bit of trolling, if you will. Anyway, let me record that. And it's just worth pointing out. It's worth pointing out that, like, he doesn't have an explanation for the Coriolis effect, right? Like, of course he doesn't. He said that there's a vortex and then gave us nothing more than that. You can't just say a vortex to explain something. It doesn't work that way. Somebody says many physicists have been awarded the Nobel Prize. Yes, the Nobel Prize, not the Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Peace Prize is awarded for peace. The Nobel Prize in Physics is awarded for physics. Yeah, maybe if I end the flat Earth debate, though, yeah, maybe I'll get a Peace Prize. From Brian Peck with the $5, Rob asked for an unban. He would be great for MAGA-verse science. No, he doesn't get unbanned. Sorry. You come up, you troll, you get banned. Them's the rules. From Pensive with the $20, keep up the good work, Doctor. I appreciate that. I will do my best. From Doubting Thomas with the $10, do you think NASA sometimes limit the rocket's view of launch as it passes the atmosphere space boundary because of sensitive land satellite accidentally passing the rocket POV giving hostile recon? No. The thing is when you're in the atmosphere but also going like Mach 25, there's just a lot of like plasma interference and stuff. So no. From House 70 with the $2, I don't get it, so it must be false argument. Yep, that's what just happened. That's what we just engaged with. From Dudadipity with the $50, very much appreciated, Dudadipity. It's people like you who help keep this channel running. Thank you so much. It's very much appreciated. As a fellow masochist scientist who debates FLERFS, I would love your input on a falsifiability criterion we could accept. FLERFS react if I say, I'll go to NASA AFRL tomorrow and expose the cabal, just demonstrate X. What can our consensus be? Well, I mean, there's not going to be a consensus, but you could say something like, if you could, I don't know, what would be a good example? Yeah, we could do the neutrino thing. If you can detect neutrinos, if you shoot a neutrino beam level, right, like at 0 degrees relative to the tangent of the surface of the Earth, at another target that's the same altitude above the Earth, you shoot a neutrino beam level and detect it, say 500 miles away. Thousand miles away, whatever it is, some large number of miles away. That would be a great falsifiability condition. If they could do that, great. And from Ellie Els with the €5, his magnet tornado theory makes me worried. I've had magnet brain stimulation. Damn, you're getting a refund. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just like a vibe. It's a shower thought. It's not an actual proposal, right? You could test these. You could test this proposal, but first he would have to provide a model that we could test against. Something falsifiable, something that makes predictions, like numerical predictions rather than just vibes, and he won't. Dudadipity has joined up again. I think Dudadipity wants to apologize. Duda, how's it going?
Yes, I've been a fan for so long, and it actually hurt my feelings when I got kicked. I was like, this is like qualls. What the hell?
You don't troll. Them's the rules.
Sorry, I didn't know. I didn't read.
Okay. It says opposition only. You're good. Go ahead.
My question was, I was hoping for something more approachable because I brought up that I've shot lasers at the lunar retroreflector, and it's not approachable. Which, by the way, I think what you're doing, it's science outreach, and it's like the most important thing.
I appreciate
this is
that.
the whole point. But I'm racking my brain trying to find something that is just dead simple that they don't already have like a canned, stupid response to.
Ask them to zoom back in the sun. At midnight, ask them to zoom back in the sun.
Okay. What do you? And by the way, when I say consensus, I can say, look, the other famous doctor or PhD FLERF debater. This is scientific consensus. Okay, the sun. I was wondering, what about taking a picture of the moon from 2 different hemispheres? There's some of them are Australia, some of them aren't.
But what would that?
Oh, I guess they're
what would they expect?
Model. They have it. I thought they're expect.
Or alternatively, zoom back in the North Star from the southern hemisphere.
Okay.
Either
That's
one
the one.
would
That's
work.
the easiest one. That's the easiest one.
Well, not a lot of people live in the southern hemisphere. Zooming back in the sun could, in principle, be done by everybody. You just have to go out at midnight with a telescope. And if it's true, or like a telephoto lens or something on your Nikon P1000, if it's true, then they should be able to zoom in the sun. What?
Why are they all on Nikon P1000?
I don't know. Who knows?
Okay. No, I think the North Star one's easy because there's always an crazy Australian person, and there's a person in North America. It's a perfect.
Tell them to find the North Star. Yeah, of course. Don't troll again. You're good. No, you're good. Take care. All right. Let me drink some water, and then we'll read some super chats, and we'll call it a day. He sent $50, and he seems cool, so he doesn't get banned. Them's the rules. I don't make them, I just enforce them. Actually, I do make them, and I enforce them. Actually, I don't enforce them. That's what the mods do. I lied to you the entirety of that sentence, actually. Turns out. From someone sent a $5 gift on Buy Me a Coffee, which is much appreciated. No message, but I do appreciate it regardless. And Grimlock sent another $10 for What's on Your Teeth is Generally Saliva. Shut up, Grimlock. I mean, it's true, but it doesn't help me here. I appreciate it though regardless. All right, y'all. We are going to end the live here. Let's see if anybody is live right now that we can send you guys over to. The only person I follow who's live, I follow Parker and I follow the Bible guy. And the Bible guy, he's a good dude. Parker's a good dude too, but he doesn't need my raid. So let's all go over to the Bible guy's channel where Scientific Snitch is as well, and just call, just when you go in, just say Blitz raid. Just do Blitz raid over and over and over again until you get muted or something. In the meantime, I will see you guys tomorrow. Actually, will I? Hold on, let me check my calendar. Today's Monday. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow for Ask a Physicist, and take care.